Bring out your best you. Cain's Furniture. Quality, selection, value. That's the confidence of Cain's Furniture.
Pilar holds the pitch. Is strike 3 called on the outside corner at 98, and Blake Snell gets his 11th strikeout.
Papa John's. Locally owned and operated. Crown Automotive. The better way to buy for 50 years. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Swing and a drive. Deep left field to the wall. It's a walk-off grand slam. D-Rob comes off the bench and he hits a slam and the Rays win.
To bring you the play-by-play of today's game, here are the voices of the Rays, Andy Freed and Dave Wills.
Welcome, everyone, to Chicago's South Side as the Rays get ready to open up in the middle city of this three-city road trip. And game one of a three-game set against the Chicago White Sox. With Dave Wills, I'm Andy Freed on a sunshiny day, warm and very comfortable in America's second city. And I'm Andy Freed with Dave Wills. Dave, the Rays less than 24 hours ago beat the San Francisco Giants by shutting them out. That's going to be hard to do against the White Sox. They're hitting very well, but they're also giving up a lot of runs. But it's the matchup of left-handed aces, Snell for the Rays, Rodon for Chicago.
And the guy that they're putting on the mound today, Carlos Rodon, is a guy that's not giving up a lot of runs. He's pitched very well in his first two starts. As a matter of fact, against Cleveland, 6 innings, 2 hits, only 1 unearned run. And a guy that, just looking at some of the stats from his first couple of starts, may not be throwing as hard as he did a year ago. He was 93, 94 with his fastball. Fastball velocity right now at about 91, 92, but he's hitting his spots and really did a nice job in one of the starts against the Rays last season. Part of the reason why the Rays didn't play in the playoffs last year was because of these Chicago White Sox. The Rays went just 2-4 against them, had an aggravating loss here against James Shields in April, and then got swept by the White Sox at Tropicana Field. And Rick Renteria has this team playing hard. They've got some up-and-coming young players, especially offensively. The question is, are they going to be able to pitch right now? They've got a couple of guys who are dinged up, and the sooner you can get into their bullpen, the better. The back end has our old buddy Alex Colomé, and they also have Kelvin Herrera, who's pretty darn good from his days with the Kansas City Royals. So the key for the Rays would be to try and get some runs early and often against Rodon, get him out of the game, and then hope.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Bottom of the ninth, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair. Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it!
Sports!
Next up, lumpy heads.
84% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. Makes sense. Managing your money can be hard. But what if there were a secret financial control center that helped you organize your spending by finding recurring charges and notifying you when they're due, so you can easily cancel unwanted subscriptions? Truebill helps you save money and lower your bills. Download Truebill, your all-in-one finance app.
At Nippon Express, for where you'll go next, we bring a smarter approach to logistics and deliver a deep expertise in all modes of transport. It's why wherever you go next, we'll always be right next to you.
Enjoy the benefits of being a Rays season ticket holder with the Republic Bank Draft Room, the premier destination area at Tropicana Field, exclusively for season ticket holders. The Republic Bank Draft Room blends hospitality and comfort with special access, live entertainment, discounted and signature food items, featuring pregame activities like player photo opportunities, celebrity meet and greets, live music, and baseball-themed games. It's the ideal place to socialize with other season ticket holders. To learn how you can become a Rays season ticket holder, just call 888-FAN-RAYS today.
At Outback Steakhouse, we start every day fresh to create the flavors that our mates crave. Enjoy mouth-watering steaks like Victoria's Filet Mignon, our most tender, juicy, thick-cut steak. Our steaks are seasoned with our own blend of herbs and spices, then seared to perfection. And don't forget our world-famous bloomin' onion. Make dinner delicious tonight. Head to Outback Steakhouse in Tampa Bay. If you can't come to us, we'll deliver your bold Outback favorites to you. Visit Outback.com to order online tonight. Aussie rules.
This is the radio home of every Tampa Bay Rays game. 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
As we get ready for baseball here in Chicago, let us pause for station identification on the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network.
WTAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
With Dave Wells, I'm Andy Freed here in Chicago for Game 1 of 3, all 3 day games. Beautiful weather this afternoon here in Chicago, and they're exchanging the lineup cards at home plate. Let's exchange them now with you. And the starting lineups today for the Rays, brought to you by Republic Bank. It's just easier here. For Kevin Cash's Tampa Bay Rays, who are 7 wins and 3 losses in first place in the American League East by 1.5 games. Leading off in the designated hitter is Yandy Diaz. He homered to begin the game yesterday. Batting 2 in left field, Tommy Pham. He's been on base in 42 consecutive games, hitting third and playing third.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Pain happens in many forms, but that doesn't scare Blue Emu. Delivering fast-acting pain relief in a cream, spray, and lidocaine in a soft foam applicator. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink. Official partner of MLB and NASCAR.
I had no idea how much I was spending on monthly subscriptions. Truebill showed me exactly how many I had and made it so easy to cancel all of them.
I was able to recognize things I was wasting money on every month. The amount of things it can do for you, like canceling services, negotiating bills, having all your accounts in one view all together.
Truebill saved me major cash. It's all just organized in a way that makes sense.
Anyone who is having trouble keeping track of their finances or subscriptions needs this app.
For the perfect massaging shampoo, we train to hit 7 pressure points. 7 pressure points, 2 hands, 1 path to victory.
Remember your training?
Right here, people. Good stuff.
Forklifts!
Hit all 7 pressure points, right?
At Nippon Express, for where you'll go next, we bring a smarter approach to logistics and deliver a deep expertise in all modes of transport. It's why wherever you go next, we'll always be right next to you.
Stud, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Through 9 for Chicago, as they take to the field right now, led by their starting pitcher, Carlos Rodon. The starting pitching preview presented by Cain's Furniture. Quality, selection, value. That's the confidence of Cain's Furniture. Well, 2 years ago, Carlos Rodon had shoulder surgery in the offseason. So last year when it began, he was recovering from that. Didn't start until June 9th and pitched very, very well, including against the Rays on August the 4th when he went 6 innings, allowed just 1 unearned run. Now he walked 5, struck out 4. The White Sox won a 1-run game. He was solid through August, but when September hit, he was pretty rough. In fact, leading the league in losses and an ERA. When you think he was 6-3 with a 270 from June through August, then in September he was 0-5. The earned run average up over 9, and the league hit just under 340 against him. Now, so far this year, 2 starts, 1 solid, 1 pretty spectacular. In Kansas City, 2 earned runs over 5 1/3, and then at Cleveland, 6 innings with no earned runs, just 1 unearned run and 2 hits allowed, a walk and 9 strikeouts in a 6-1 White Sox win. He's basically fastball, slider, and of the 3 pitchers that the Rays are scheduled to see throughout this series, Rodon, head and shoulders, looks to be the best of those 3. So you would think that runs might be hard to come by today in what is normally a very hitter-friendly ballpark a ballpark where home runs are very friendly once it gets warm. But with the wind blowing across from left center out towards right center field, it kind of depends on how you hit it here in the month of April. The White Sox have homered in 7 consecutive games, and the Rays have been hitting their share as well. But Rodon is making his warm-up tosses, and when he's got that sinking fastball going, he will tend to keep it in the ballpark. Rodon pitching, James McCann catching, Jose Abreu at first, Jose Rodon at second, Tim Anderson at shortstop. He's been much more solid defensively. Yoan Moncada at third. Eloy Jimenez in left. With Adam Engel go get it in center. And Lurie Garcia is in right. The White Sox are wearing their black uniform tops on this Monday afternoon with white home pants. The Rays in their road grays tops and bottoms. And the umpires, real quick, Hunter Wendelstedt back at the plate, Jordan Baker at first, Vic Carapazza at second, Jerry Lane, the umpire at third. Baseball, matinee style in Chicago on the south side, and now a man who is from this town. We send it over to Dave Wills.
All right, Andy, thank you very much. And the very first pitch to Yandy Diaz is over for a strike. So we are underway right at 1:10. 66 degrees here on the south side of Chicago with a northwest wind. As the 0-1 pitch to Yandy is swung on and grounded by the dive of the first baseman Abreu and into right field for a base hit. Lurie Garcia bobbled it for a moment and now gets it back in. And Yandy Diaz, who started yesterday's game with a homer, is satisfied with a single to start this one. It came off his bat pretty quickly there, and it was by Abreu even before he knew it. And so Yandy aboard, and now here's Tommy Pham. Tommy 270 on the year. Without a homer, 3 runs batted in. So forcing Rodon to work from the stretch. And the first pitch on its way to Tommy misses inside for ball 1. Looking at Rodon's numbers so far this year, according to our friends at Brooks Baseball, again, 111 of his pitches have been 4-seamers, which is a little better than 54%, averaging about 91, 92 miles an hour. The pitch, and that one runs over the inside corner for a strike, and they count 1 ball, 1 strike. He mixes in a change only maybe a handful of times a game, and then his other most frequent pitch is the slider. So top of the zone with a 4-seamer and the fastball, and then tries to go bottom of the zone with a slider. A 1-1. And there's the slider there that was low, and they count 2 balls, 1 strike. As Andy said, it's a bright, sunshiny day here. Outfield for the most part straight up against Pham as the wind blowing from left to right. Diaz does have a stolen base this year, as his countrymate Jose Abreu holds him out over there. And now the pitch from Rodon. Missed inside. The count now 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, we say this a lot. When you're facing a good pitcher, sometimes it's best to get him early before he gets settled in.
Rays have done that 3 straight games against the San Francisco starters.
Now the lefty ready to pitch. There's a swing, and it popped it up. Foul first base side, and that's going to get beyond the Rays dugout into the seats.
I like that Tommy's been on base every game. He's provided such a presence, and yet he says he doesn't really feel that good at the plate yet. Imagine when he does.
So 3-2 the count. See if they start Diaz at first base. He does not go, and the pitch is taken high, ball 4, and so the Rays have 2 on with nobody out to start this top of the first inning.
Now he's more than halfway to Ted Williams. That's 43 consecutive games reaching base, the longest active streak in Major League Baseball, and extending his Rays franchise record to 43 in a row. But as we note, seemingly at least once a game now, Ted Williams 84 in a row. So he's had a long way, but this has been a very impressive streak going back to last season for Pham.
Indeed it has, and an early chance here for the Rays, and now Daniel Robertson steps up to the plate, hitting a .192 on the young year. Without a homer, 1 run batted in. The White Sox infield looking at turn 2. As Rodon checks the lead of the base runners, now the pitch to Daniel, and he takes a little bit low for ball 1. Daniel yesterday after what? I think it was after back-to-back walks, lengthy at-bats, went after the first pitch and bounced into a double play. And Daniel needs to be a little more selective here in this situation. The outfield straight up as Rodon from the third base side of the rubber checks on the base runners and now pitches home, and there's a strike called, and Daniel couldn't pull the trigger, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Avisail Garcia waiting on deck. Robertson off to a little bit of a sluggish start. Had to leave a game because of an illness on the last homestand. Rays, for the first time in franchise history, have won their first 3 series to start a season. The pitch, check swing, and he went around. And now he's behind in the count 1-2.
That was the slider down you were referring to, and a big bend to it. Looks something like that curve that Drew Pomerantz was throwing yesterday, although his slider, Rodon's slider, might be a little bit harder than Pomerantz's curve, but he got Robertson to commit to it early.
So he's behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodon looking for a strikeout or a grounder here. As the runners lead from first and second on the pitch, here's a check swing, and he didn't go, and Hunter Wendelstedt did not give it to him, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rodney and Linares threw some signs over there at third, hoping to start waving somebody home here. Diaz not a real big lead at second base. Pham a good-sized lead at first. Now the 2-2. Swing and a little looper down the right field line. Lurie Garcia giving chase, fair or foul. It's a fair ball. Into the corner it goes. Here's Diaz to third. He's going to get the stop sign as he got a late break off of second base. Rodney had to put the stop sign up so the bases are full on the bloop single by Daniel Robertson. And here's Avisail Garcia in his first at bat back in a place where he once called home. Gets a nice applause from some of the White Sox fans that are in attendance here tonight.
Yep, even some of the game day staff, the ushers I see giving him an applause. And boy, the stage is set for him to have a triumphant return.
It's a shame the Rays didn't score a run right there, though. I was just about ready to say Yandy's been on base, but I can't say I've been overly impressed with his base running. He seems more like a station-to-station guy right now. And I think right there you got to score. I think that ball is either going to fall in fair or it's going to fall foul. It was not going to be caught.
Yep, I was surprised that he did not.
So the first pitch to Garcia, and he swings through it for strike 1. Avi hitting 167 without a homer. Crushed the ball a couple of days ago in San Francisco that probably would have been a home run in almost every other ballpark in America, and North America for that matter. But nothing but a long fly ball in San Francisco. A chance here to give the Rays an early lead. The 0-1 bounced in, and nice stop there by the catcher James McCann, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. We saw McCann for the last few years while he was with the Detroit Tigers. So Rodon off to a bit of a shaky start here, and the Rays trying to see if they can take advantage of it. He's thrown 15 pitches, only 8 for strikes. But he's really 1 pitch away from being able to get out of this without any damage done. The pitch, that's way high, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
Anything but the triple play here.
But even a comebacker would kind of short circuit the inning. So Avi, a good run producer guy. Good run producer back in his days with the Chicago White Sox and some big numbers against lefties during his career. The pitch on its way. There's a breaking ball at the top of the zone. I don't think that's where he wanted it, but he got a strike, and the count now is leveled at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Avi Garcia's never hit a grand slam. He has good career numbers with the bases loaded. Rodon has allowed 2 grand slams in his career.
Diaz leads at third, Pham at second, Robertson at first. They take their leads, and now the 2-2 to Avisail, and he takes high, and the count goes full of 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Rodon walked 5 against the Rays last year, and he's gone to 3 straight deep counts, 2 of them full here in the first inning.
And here you've got an antsy guy at the plate trying to maybe show the team that got rid of him why they shouldn't have, and you've got a pitcher trying to make just 1 pitch that might be able to turn this whole inning around. See what happens on this 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with an elevated fastball. That's a big, big out for Rodon and the White Sox for the first out of this frame.
It really is. You wonder, too, because he threw that breaking ball up early. If out of the hand of Avi's thinking that is the breaking ball, it's going to come down a little bit, but then the fastball stayed elevated. And he's probably a little late on it also.
Borderline pitch, too. Might not have been a strike, but that was the classic example of an antsy guy at the plate looking to try to do something and tried to do something with a pitch they probably didn't have much of a chance to do it with. So now here's Guillermo Heredia with the bases full, and the first pitch to him is low for ball 1.
Well, time for him to pick up his teammate, and Heredia is one of those guys that, with the old Brandon Geyer line, is going to have to be comfortable being uncomfortable because he has not had regular at-bats. And And here's a chance where the Rays, you just got to score early on.
And we are scoreless here. 1-0 the count to Heredia.
He'd be picking up Garcia, and I think he'd be picking up Biondi also after the base run.
The pitch. Check swing, and he went around, and it's 1-1
And you can feel the momentum turning in Rodon's favor here. Can't say first inning must score, but bases loaded, none out. You probably should.
Set the tone for the game.
You bet. And yesterday it was pretty frustrating through the first 5 when you felt like the Rays could have gotten a lot more against Pomeranz.
So 1-1 to count. Heredia batting right hand with an open stance, and the pitch takes high. It's 2-1. 4:29 on the young year with a couple of runs batted in. Looking for a pitch to drive here, though. And G-Man Choi, a left-handed hitter, waiting in the on-deck area. Abreu in on the edge of the grass over there at first. Everybody else is back. As again, the Rays runners take their leads. They're everywhere on the pitch. Swing and a miss, pulled the string. And he had Heredia sitting on the fastball. He got a breaking ball and missed it by a bunch. And now the count is back level to 2-2. Inning started with a single by Diaz. Tommy Pham walked. Robertson blooped one down the right field line, but Diaz did not get a good read on it. Was only able to advance to third, which loaded him up. Garcia struck out. Now it's 2-2 to Heredia. The pitch bounced in, almost hit him. And again, McCann did a nice job of shifting to the left side to knock it down. And the count now full to 3-2. So what's that? The third straight batter. He's gone 3-2.
And then Robertson in the middle went to 2-2. So you get him to work, but he'd like to deliver an early punch here for the Rays offense.
So again, another big pitch coming up here. As Rodon takes a long look in at the side of McCann. Now the lefty ready in the pitch. Swing and a foul is ready to put into play down into the third base dugout. This was a spot where whenever I see bases loaded, one out, I think of the late great Don Zimmer. He put the men in motion in a situation like this with one out and the bases loaded, and it really kind of shocked the other team, and it paid off more than it didn't. Saw him do it with the Cubs. He told me he'd started doing that way back in his days when he was the manager of the Padres. 3-2 pitch, and it's high, ball 4, and the Rays take an early lead on a bases-loaded walk to Guillermo Heredia. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Well, you mentioned how Garcia might have been a bit jumpy, especially on the 3-2 pitch that he might have chased. This is similar pitch, fastball up, but Heredia not jumping. That's accepting the walk. And that's Heredia picking up Yandy Diaz for the conservative base running and picking up Avisail Garcia with the aggressive chasing at the plate. Now Don Cooper to the mound, longtime pitching coach here for the White Sox. Ji-Man Choi coming up. And now you'd like to get more than one. 4 straight games, though, for the Rays on this road trip, jumping out to a lead. We always say that's the advantage. Kind of the one advantage you have of being on the road is that you get to hit first and get some offense for your pitcher. The Rays have given the reigning Cy Young Award winner an early lead, and can they give him a multiple run lead? I really got to give credit to Heredia, too, because he's not getting many at-bats. So, he fouled off a tough 3-2 pitch and then laid off the one up and in. So, really hats off to Guillermo Heredia.
Rays have also forced Rodon to 26 pitches. So here's Ji-Man Choi hitting .370 on a year without a homer with the bases full. And the first pitch to him is taken a little bit low for ball 1. Neil telling us in a note that lefties have had some success against Rodon in the past. Rays with a couple of them in the bottom half of this lineup with Choi here and then Brandon Lau in the number 8 spot. The pitch, here's a swing and a drive to the gap in left center field. Adam Engel on the run, and he's going to get there and make the catch right at the edge of the warning track. Tommy Pham's going to tag at third. He will come in and score. It's 2-0 Rays on the RBI sac fly by Ji-Man Choi.
And that ball was struck very well. Adam Engel, who you probably don't hear a whole lot about, but he's one of the better defensive center fielders in the American League. Covered a ton of ground there. Even had to leap up a bit at the end. He reminded me a bit of the way Kiermaier goes after those baseballs because he got such a good jump that he was able to get it on the fly. And the Rays now have scored twice.
For G-Man, his 5th run batted in. Second out of the inning, though. And now here's Mike Zunino. Zunino hitting .077 without a homer. 1 run batted in. So the Rays put a crooked number up on the board. And the pitch to Zunino is taken low for ball 1. Now, maybe the next step would be to try to get Rodon on the other side of 30 pitches. Might put a charge into a couple baseballs over the weekend in San Francisco. Still looking for his first homer. Got underneath a couple of them. As Rodon ready in the pitch. And that one missed inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. The good news is the Rays have been able to score 2 runs, and I'm sure Blake Snell is doing whatever he can to stay warm, but if there is a little side note to this, it's that Blake's been on the bench for an awful long time since warming up. And you don't mind it if you end up with maybe 3, 4, 5 runs. You don't mind it if you got 2. I mean, you've got a lead, but boy, you would like to see a couple more when you had the bases loaded, nobody out. Now the 2-0. Swinging a little tapper foul up the third base side.
Zunino feels like he's getting closer. You know, the fly ball to the wall yesterday, a warning track, he hit at 107 off the bat. That's what you're looking for. He really hasn't driven the baseball consistently yet, but you know, he starts today after facing the lefty Pomeranz yesterday. I would think that he'd get the day off tomorrow with Perez in there, but this is a chance to drive in a run.
Rodon ready, the 2-1 on its way to the Rays catcher, and that's in the dirt. And it's 3 balls, 1 strike as Robertson thought about leaving second base, but hits the brakes and stays there. Robertson's at second. Guillermo Heredia is at first.
Well, he had walked 1 Royal in his first game, 1 Indian in his last game. He's already walked 2 here in the first, and a ton of deep counts.
3-ball counts to almost everybody in the lineup except Daniel Robertson. I mean,
reminds me of when the Rays were facing Kyle Freeland last week. You know it's a really good pitcher, but a difficult takeoff for him. Got to keep him uncomfortable.
The lefty ready with a 3-1, and that is outside, ball 4, and the bases are reloaded. I don't have a great view of the monitor in this booth.
Me either.
I don't think Hunter Wendelstedt's squeezing him, though. I really don't.
No, I don't think so either.
So the bases are full, and here's Brandon Lau.
And the way you know that, you're not hearing much barking from the White Sox bench. These are out of the zone.
So Brandon coming up with the bases full of Rays. Robertson at third, Heredia at second, and Zunino at first. The first pitch to Brandon. He swings through it for strike 1.
Neil sends a text because he can see the monitor much better at home than we can from the center field angle, and he said that Wendelstedt has been fair.
Neil wouldn't lie.
No.
He wouldn't lie to us.
Good man.
0-1 the count. Infield playing him the pull on the pitch. Almost hit him in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And again, anything, it's 35 pitches for Carlos Rodon, a guy that's thrown 103 in his last start. And a guy that is really, really struggling through this first inning. But I would imagine if he gets out of here with just 2 runs scored against him, he'd feel okay. Not great, but okay, as there's a swing and a miss at what would have been a ball. And now it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Said coming into the game that the lower third is Zunino, Lau, or Adames. They've got to do something. One or at least one of them has to do something. You get a couple of guys going, and it could be a fun afternoon here in Chicago. As it is, it's 2-0 Rays. The 1-2 pitch bounced in. He tried to get him to expand a little more. Brandon held on, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody warming in that White Sox pen, which has been working overtime pretty much the entire season. They've been going to that bullpen an awful lot. They made a change. Carson Fulmer got called up today to bring in a fresh arm. One of the right-handers out of their pen. Now the 2-2 with the bases full. And, just missed. Close pitch again went the Rays' way. And now, yet again, another 3-2 count. And this time the runners will be going. Really close. Rodon wanted it. I love how fans yell, "Come on, blue!" They don't wear black.
No, they don't.
What are you yelling blue for?
The umpires are wearing White Sox colors.
So a full count. Runners will be going. The leg lift, the pitch. Runners go, and that's strike 3. You went around it. What would have been ball 4, and that'll do it for the Rays here in the first. So they do some damage, but they leave a little chicken on the bone. Rays score twice, but leave 3, and at the end of half an inning.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Bottom of the ninth, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here.
is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
We study the benefits of our tea tree infused, perfectly steamed hot towel with intense focus. Okay, what are we feeling now?
Smart clips.
Stud. Carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Hey kids. Tampa General Hospital. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
The Rays and Moffitt Cancer Center are teaming up to support cancer research through the Saving Games and Saving Lives program. For every save they record, the Rays will donate $100 to Moffitt Cancer Center. The Tampa Bay Rays and Moffitt Cancer Center. Saving games and saving lives together.
This is Ozzie Timmons. You're listening to Rays Baseball on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
Starting pitching preview today presented by Canes Furniture. Quality, selection, value. That's the confidence of Canes Furniture. Blake Snell on the mound today for the Rays, the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Got beat up a bit by the Astros, but he was never better than the 13 strikeout performance against the Rockies his last time out. 4 quality pitches going that day.
And his first pitch to Lori Garcia is taken over but low for ball 1. Lori Garcia hitting at .321 in the young year with out a homer, 1 run batted in. Right-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Blake Snell. Corners are up defensively for the Rays. And the next pitch on its way, and that caught the inside corner. And the count evening up at a ball and a strike. So Garcia, one of the switch hitters in this White Sox lineup. As Blake from the line, the 1-1, and that's over but low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. For Blake in his last start, as Andy said, 7 innings, just 2 hits. Did not allow a run. 1 walk, 13 strikeouts.
And remember the 2 hits, both by Trevor Story. One was a flare to the opposite field. The other was an infield single.
Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. That's one of the things he did in that start against the Colorado Rockies, too, is when they thought they were getting a fastball, they were getting changeups. When they were looking for something secondary, they were getting fastballs. And right there, in a fastball count through the changeup and got a big swing and miss. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And a ball down to the dirt. And then Zunino scoops it and tags him, and that's going to do it for Lori Garcia. He's the first out of this bottom of the first.
Well, he got 25 swings and misses against the Rockies. 7 of his strikeouts coming on the curveball. That tied his career high. And tied for the most swings and most strikeouts on a curveball by a Rays pitcher since they started tracking pitches in 2008.
Well, here's Tim Anderson. Anderson hitting at .560 with a couple of homers, 5 knocked in. He has been on fire. And the first pitch from Blake Snell is a breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Boy, when he throws that one for a strike on the first pitch, then that can open everything else up because the hitter does not want to get to 2 strikes and have to deal with that thing.
Here's the 0-1 to Anderson. Swing and a miss at a ball down in the dirt. And he's behind in the count, 0-2.
So curveball strike taken, curveball out of the zone, swinging. I mean, the hitter.
And now you're behind in the count 0-2, and you're thinking any one of 4 pitchers could possibly come in my way right now.
That's right.
See what Blake decides to do on 0-2. And he got him to swing at a ball down in the dirt. He did, and Zunino again scrambles to pick it up. And as soon as Anderson steps out of the batter's circle, he's out. And that's out number 2.
It all starts with throwing the curveball for a strike on the first pitch. He got him to chase 2 in a row in the dirt after that. That's an efficient out.
So 2 outs, 2-0 Rays here in the bottom of the first. And here's Jose Abreu. Abreu, 273 with 3 homers already, 9 runs batted in. Infield playing him the pull, outfield fairly deep all the way around, and the first pitch to him is a fastball over the inside corner for strike 1.
And at 97 on the inner half.
Blake did fly with us last night. Was right behind me, right next to Andy.
He was. He didn't like the turbulence much, I can tell you that.
No. I stayed buckled up for most of the flight.
Yep.
Here's the 0-1. Bounced in, breaking ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. But a lot of guys like to leave early and then get rested up. But he came in with the team. We got to the hotel, I'd say about 1 o'clock in the morning, Central Time. And a lot of guys' heads hit the pillow probably about 2. First bus was at 9. The lefty ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way. Swinging a foul on a play to the right side of the second level. Now, I didn't see him on the first bus. I don't think he was on the first bus with us, but so we either Ubered or caught the second bus. But he's here and ready to go, and so far so good.
He looks rather chipper so far.
Young and spry. You can work on 6 or 7 hours of sleep when you're young. When you're starting to get a longer in the tooth like yours truly. Although I got up before the alarm. It's been a streak I'm proud of. The 1-2 pitch, and it's high, 2-2.
You're still in spring training mode.
There's something about that sound on my alarm that it just doesn't put you in a good mood right away.
Yeah.
You know? So I've been able to shut the phone off, the alarm on the phone off, before it goes off here now on every day of this trip.
But don't forget to reset it because we're all day games here in Chicago.
It'll be a 2-2, breaking ball, and he did hold up, and the count now goes full of 3-2.
We only have one night game on this whole trip. 3-day in San Francisco, 3-day in Chicago, off Thursday, night game Friday in Toronto.
Is it like a late afternoon game Saturday, though?
I think so, on Saturday.
And then an afternoon game Sunday.
And then off Monday.
3-2 pitch to Abreu. Popped it up on the infield, maybe into shallow right. G-Man Choi dancing with it a bit, now gives way to Brandon Lau, who makes the over-the-shoulder catch, and that will retire the side. So a relatively uneventful bottom of the first, done with 1, 2-0 Rays on the Rays.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's gonna be an amazing conversation.
We study the benefits of our tea tree infused perfectly steamed hot towel with intense focus. Okay, what are we feeling now?
Smart clips.
This offseason, prepare as the trades and signings come flying in. Stephen Nelson, Kevin Millar, Intentional Thoughts, offseason coverage, only on MLB Network.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years. And
Family. Mr. Softy, not just the best, but the very best.
Hey, this is Kevin Kiermaier. Catch the best race talk with Ronnie and T-Kraz on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Nice little shutdown inning for Blake Snell in just 14 pitches. We go to the second, 2-0 Rays.
Well, the Adames will lead things off, and he takes the pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Well, for Carlos Rodon, he was approaching the 40 pitch mark in that first inning. Now the lefty ready in the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball down the left field line toward the corner, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Playing the carom is the left fielder Jimenez. Here's Adames around first on his way to second, and he's going to get in there standing with a wall ball double to start the second inning.
His first extra base hit of the season, and his bat starting to heat up. He came off the bench Saturday and got 2 hits. Yesterday had a base hit, infield single. Now, first time up, a booming double. If it had any height to it, might have gone out.
So the man at second is Yandy Diaz as the Rays try to pick up where they left off in the first inning. They have a 2-0 lead. Adames leads at second base on the pitch. Here's a swing and a miss by Yandy, and I don't know if he hurt himself or what, but might just be aggravated because he swung through the pitch, and it's strike one. It's already the third hit for the Rays. Rodon from the set checks on Adames at second of the pitch. Diaz pops this one up foul first base side. It's going to end up in the seats. And the countdown again. The Cubs are opening up their home portion of the schedule about 9 miles north of here. They are expecting a full house here. Not so much, but beautiful day nonetheless for the fans who did decide to come out here. And it's good to see some of the folks again around this ballpark. Our good buddies, the Bertucci brothers, took good care of us again for lunch. The 0-2 pitch is low. I don't see Andy devour too many cheeseburgers throughout a baseball season, but when it comes to the cheeseburger here that the baseball buffet puts out,
I don't know what they put in it, but it's the best burger I think I've ever had. I was thinking about it all offseason. Couldn't wait for today.
So 1-2 the count, the pitch, and it missed inside. And they were worried that you were going to come in and order a chicken sandwich, and I guess they've taken it off the menu. Although I guess somebody went out and made sure that there was some chicken here to make Andy happy. So we'll see if they still have it over the next couple days.
Now the Bertucci's they are true Chicagoans.
2-2 the count to Yandy, the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Diaz maybe. What you got to be careful of here if you're the Rays is after you have a comfortable bat against the guy the first time, you get a little out of sorts second and third time through because maybe you're trying to do too much. And I think Yandy right there, a little overswing.
Looked like it. If Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters during a home game, you can take your tickets down to any Cane's Furniture store within 3 days and receive a coupon for 1 free taco, chips, and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. For more information, visit canestrikeout.com.
First pitch on its way to Tommy Pham, and it's high. Ball one. 2-0 Rays here in the top of the second. Tommy walked to extend his on-base streak to 43 and then scored one of the 2 Rays runs. Adames leads at second base with 1 out. They've taken the Rodon. Looks like they've taken the Rodon pitch count off the board. Oh, no, now it's back.
39 pitches in the first inning.
47. Here's a pickoff play at second, and Adames able to get back to the throw. Almost ended up in left center field. Jose Rondon was able to go get it. Keep it on the infield. White Sox, there's a lot of talk and positive talk, and rightly so, about some of their young prospects like Eloy Jimenez, and we saw Yohan Moncada a bit last year. A lot of swing and miss, but could run into baseballs. They got a Luis Robert. Here's the 1-0 pitch, taken high, 2 balls, no strikes. But the only way the White Sox are going to get back to where they were in winning a World Series in 2005 is if they can pitch it, which they're still a long way from being able to do. And then they've got to catch it a heck of a lot better than what they've been doing the last few years. They still don't catch it well enough to be a team that could move into the upper echelon of their division, which isn't a very strong division to begin with. The pitch is swung on and lifted down the right field line. Leury Garcia racing after it, gets past the foul line and into the seating area and runs out of room.
Well, the real big blow for them is Michael Kopech having to undergo Tommy John surgery, 22 years of age. And he'll be back next year. And then Dylan Cease, starting pitcher, who was, I think they thought he was going to be a double A, he's at triple A now. And Dane Dunning, a 24-year-old. So they've got some pitchers coming. The position players are still on the move also heading north. So, it's been a full rebuild. People in Chicago know that it can take time, but it certainly can work.
Now the pitch to Pham. Missed inside and off the mid of James McCann. And it'll go to the back wall into third base for the Rays is Willie Adames. And we'll see if that's a wild pitch or a pass ball.
This is when you miss Bob Rosenberg.
Yes.
Bob Rosenberg, the loquacious official scorer, and now we just get wild pitch.
Just wild pitch. It's not even, I feel bad for the sponsorship of Crown Automotive, because usually the official scoring decision here is, kind of impressive.
It
but
is.
Brought to you by the Crown Automotive Group, the only official automotive dealerships of the Tampa Bay Rays. 3-1 to Pham, and he takes high ball 4, and Rodon's troubles continue. The Rays have 2 on with 1 out, and Daniel Robertson coming up. And there's still no stirring in that White Sox bullpen.
Well, with the Cubs opening up at the same time the White Sox are playing, Mr. Rosenberg is elected to go to Wrigley today, but we'll see if he's back for the next 2. Tomorrow's supposed to be decent enough weather-wise. Wednesday is supposed to be horrendous, and Thursday also, although Dave full well knows that could clear out here within the next 48 hours.
Some people are saying that weather system that was supposed to be here by Wednesday might be being pushed back a little bit to Thursday, which would be good news.
We'll take it.
There goes Pham on the first pitch to Robertson. He puts a bunt down the first. Abreu has it. Looked home, no play. Looks to first, no one there. A run scores. Robertson safe at first. It's 3-0 Rays. As the Rays take advantage of that aforementioned defense, or lack thereof, by the White Sox.
Jose Rondon, the second baseman, is supposed to come over and cover first, and he was standing flat-footed on the infield. He forgot to move. They always say everybody's got somewhere to go. And when that bunt came, he moved to second base. Nobody covered first.
Well, that's what you try to do when you put that man at first base in motion. You catch a defense flat-footed, or, in that case, sending the wrong guy to cover the bag. And Rondon went to go cover the bag, which left first base open. And the Rays score a run, and now they've really got to just start piling on if they can.
I think they scored bunt, single, RBI.
Should be. There's the first pitch on its way to Avisail Garcia, and he fouled it back to start it out with strike 1. So Pham to second on the single. Adames scoring on the base hit for Daniel Robertson, his second run batted in. Rays put the first and third play in place, and it worked to perfection that time. Now the lefty ready with the 0-1. Here it is. And it's high. Avi struck out with the bases full his first time, and needs to just put together a little quieter at bat right here. And try to get that bat going. Had a huge year for the White Sox a couple of years ago. Last year oft injured, and while hit a lot of homers, didn't get a lot of hits. Runners lead at first and second, the 1-1. Avisail Garcia. And he tried to check it up, and he went.
He doesn't think so, but I thought he went.
He doesn't think so, and who knows if he did. Haven't seen a replay yet, but you shouldn't be swinging at that pitch. And
maybe he didn't. Either way, it is a strike.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Avi. As Rodon ready. Now the lefty pitches. And he takes right there, close pitch. And the count level at 2-2. Out of the 56 pitches that Rodon has thrown so far today, only 26 have been strikes. He has been all over the place, and a lot of deep counts.
You could just stop at the pitch count. 56 pitches to get 4 outs at this point.
Now the 2-2 to Avisail Garcia is swung on and lifted foul at a play to the right side. And there's still no stirring. This might be one where Rick Renteria says, hey, young man, we're going to keep you out there till 90 or 95 pitches. We don't want you to get hurt, but you're going to have to stay out there and give us at least 95 to 100 today, whether you've given up 3 or you've given up 13. Because you looked at their bullpen yesterday, they used about 5 or 6 guys, and they've been doing that on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's rough when your number 1 guy you really count on for the innings is struggling the way Rodon is. He's now off the mound, trying to get reset, asking for time.
So again, Pham leads at second. The outfield at normal depth all the way around. Robertson does the same at first. The infield looking at turn 2, trying to get out of the inning without any more damage done. Now Rodon ready, and the 2-2 pitch to Avisail Garcia. Got a piece, fouled it straight back. And the count leveling at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodney Linares again threw some signs. Defense for the White Sox seems like they've been out there all game. Really have kind of lulled what crowd there is at this game today to sleep. Now the 2-2 runners break. The pitch in the dirt, a ball, throw to third, and it's not in time. It's a stolen base for Pham. And then Robertson follows in the second base. It's a double steal for the Rays.
Well, the Rays are looking like they're the team having fun today. I mean, they're hitting the baseball, and they're active. They're putting runners in motion. They've got squeeze plays that are turning into RBI hits. And 60th pitch coming up through just 4 outs so far for Carlos Rodon.
It's the old saying, momentum's only as good as your next day's starter. And when you've got a team that came in and got to bed at 2 o'clock, Rodon has allowed the Rays to kind of wake themselves up.
He sure has.
So the infield's going to come in, 3-2 the count. Daviciel Garcia on the pitch. Swinging a foul again, just getting a piece. Guy used to say down the hole, you got to go pass at that one, but
that guy's not here.
He's just not squaring it up right now. Guy down the hall would be going. Right now, be a good 2-strike hitter here, Avi.
He's sitting back, watching Walker, Texas Ranger, and doing chemistry.
He is doing some interesting chemistry. Think he's not watching the game?
That's a good question. I hope he is.
3-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball by the dive of Anderson, and in the left field for a base hit. Pham will score. Robertson had to get back towards second to make sure the ball got through, so he can advance only to third base. It's an RBI single for Daviciel Garcia. That has to feel good, and the Rays lead 4-0 here in the second.
Well, he just hit the baseball hard. You know, the first time up, it looked like he might be overswinging just a little bit. You can understand in his return here, but that time he did not go after the same pitch on 3-2 earlier in the count that Rodon got on the first time, that elevated pitch. He was able to lay off one and foul a couple off to then get something to hit. And the old saying, the first lesson of hitting is getting a pitch to hit. And Avi did and turned on it.
So here is Guillermo Heredia. With 2 more runs in for the Rays, he knocked in a row with a bases-loaded walk. White Sox were going through all kinds of defensive signs. The Rays were taking in some signs from their third base coach. And here's a throw to first, and Daviciel Garcia back. Garcia already has a stolen base. I mean, right now I think you got to keep the White Sox defense on its heels.
Better believe it.
Now the pitch on its way. Heredia grounds this one toward third. They're going to come home with the throw, and now they're going to get Robertson into a rundown. McCann gives it back up to the third baseman, Moncada, and he finally tags him out. But good job by Daniel. He stayed in the rundown long enough to allow Garcia to get all the way from first to third, and then Heredia advanced to second base. So there's 2 outs, but Robertson at least stayed in the rundown long enough so the Rays base runners could advance an additional 90 feet.
5-2-5 on the play. The White Sox ran it decently well, but like you said, Robertson able to, and Daniel's not the fastest runner, but he was able to stay in between the third baseman and catcher as they were putting the squeeze on him to allow second and third. You still got a chance here to add more runs.
G-Man hit the ball hard his first time. Out toward left center field where Adam Engel was able to run it down.
Moncada could have tried to start a double play there, too, but he chose to go home.
First pitch on its way here to G-Man, and it's in there for strike 1. 4-0 Rays here in the top of the second inning. Troy picking up his 3rd run batted, and he's still looking for his first homer. You put the Rays numbers in. Diaz has 3 homers. Brandon Lau has 1. Those are the only guys who have homers in the Rays lineup. The 0-1. Taking at the top of the zone, call to strike. G-Man didn't think so, but he's behind in the count now, 0-2. So 0-2 the count. This will be the 65th pitch thrown by Rodon in this game. It's on its way. Swinging a rollover grounder right to second base. Andone has it, and he throws to first in time, and that'll do it for the Rays here in the second. But they tack on 2 more, leave a couple more, and at the end of an inning and a half on the south side, it's the Rays 4.
It is out of here!
The only pitch that matters is the next one. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair.
Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it! Next up, lumpy heads.
Keep your head in the game with TV's only off-season morning show dedicated to baseball.
Stove is back. I can't believe it. Yeah!
Join Matt and Harold for the latest off-season trades, free agent signings, and all the buzz that impacts next season.
Yes. Can't wait.
Start the day swinging.
Boom!
All off-season.
This is going to be the best show of our lives.
Hot Stove. Weekday mornings, 9 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Get to 6 runs the next day. You get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com or when you use the Papa John's mobile app with promo code RAYS6. Locally owned and operated. 4-0 Rays lead. Blake Snell faces 3 batters. And we go to the bottom of the second.
Well, let's hope he can keep him down here. Wellington Castillo will lead things off into $167. So Castillo, a right-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Blake Snell. And as everybody gets settled in, the first pitch from Blake to start this second is inside for ball 1. Castillo will do probably a majority of the catching for this White Sox team, but doing the DHing today with James McCann behind the plate. The pitch, and that is over but low on the count. 2 balls, no strikes, and the guy that I think had to sit out last year for a little while with a PED penalty.
Well, since Przinsky's retirement, or leaving the White Sox, they really have had some catching issues.
Now the 2-0. And it's low. 3 balls, no strikes.
Brzezinski went to a couple other teams after the White Sox, didn't retire from them, but they really had a hard time finding catchers that can control the game. I like McCann. I think what he does is add some stability back at the plate for them. Castillo might be more of a DH himself instead of a catcher.
2-0 pitch, and that's a strike over the inside corner. 3-1. He used to play for the Cubs.
He did.
Way back in the day. So 3-1 the count. Infield playing with a pull, but no shift. Outfield for the most part straight up as Blake from the line delivers the 3-1, and that's a strike. It's 3-2. And looked like it might have been the change on 3-1. Again, it's about just he's got 4 great pitches, but it's making those pitches with conviction. Not just like picking out of a buffet line. The 3-2 pitch. And there's a breaking ball that just buckled him. And Castillo is out number 1 here in the second inning. It's not the easiest thing to do to buckle a right-handed hitter with a lefty curveball, but that's exactly what he did. So 1 out. Here's Yoan Moncada.
Well, he's really tough when he has a good 3-pitch mix going. But when he's got a 4-pitch mix, that's how you win Cy Youngs.
First pitch to Moncada, and he lays off the breaking ball low. He's going to have to throw that breaking ball a couple more times for strikes, then they get the White Sox to chase again. Moncada on the year hitting at .353 with a couple of homers, 11 knocked in. There's a breaking ball strike, and the count is level at a ball and a strike. Where Scott Kazmir, when he was on his game early in his career, he can get all kinds of swings and misses on the slider, and it would bounce 6 inches to a foot in front of home plate. There's a defensive swing on the fastball, and he spoiled it off in the count 1-2. But that right there is the way. I know you can't see it on the radio. It's our job to paint the picture for you, but that was the way a lot of Colorado Rocky hitters were swinging in that last start against Blake Snell. Really defensive, didn't know what was coming. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Had a breaking ball down. Moncada is out on strikes, and there's 2 gone.
It's funny, too, with Snell really bursting onto the national scene last year when you win a Cy Young. Hearing a lot more people shouting his name when we leave hotels or get onto buses or off buses, and he seems to be taking it all in stride. But so far today, that off-speed stuff is really messing with the right-hand hitters of the White Sox. He's not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
So here's Eloy Jimenez, right-handed hitter with a very unique stance. And the first pitch to him is a fastball over the inside corner for strike one at 97. 4-0 Rays here in the bottom of the second inning. Jimenez at 226, but a lot of people around here think he's got stardom written all over him. The 0-1, low and inside. I mean, I'm looking at his stance, and it's not exactly like the guy that's coming to mind, but Juan Pierre had kind of an interesting stance.
From the left side.
From the up. It's like a mirror kind of image. I mean, I'm looking at it. He's got kind of on the front leg on the toe. Open stance, 1-1 pitch a little bit low, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. But obviously a lot bigger than Juan Pierre, and a guy that, again, the White Sox have some high hopes to help be a big part of their offense. The 2-1 from Snell. Swing and a miss again. Looking fastball, getting a breaking ball. And the count 2-2.
It looks like an uncomfortable setup for the 23-year-old Eloy Jimenez. Doesn't look like he'd have balance, but when the pitcher goes into his motion, the front foot comes back in a little bit.
The 2-2, strike 3 called. He got velocity, couldn't pull the trigger, and Blake Snell has struck out 5 of the first 6 Chicago White Sox hitters he has faced today. Through 2, 4-0 Rays on the Rays Baseball Network.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Pain happens in many forms, but that doesn't scare Blue Emu. Delivering fast-acting pain relief in a cream, spray, and lidocaine in a soft foam applicator. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink. Official partner of MLB and NASCAR.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair.
Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it! Next up, lumpy heads.
Let's go. It's going down. I'm coming alive. I'm real when I'm on the rise. You see the look in my eyes. It's going down right now. And I'm taking my shot. Way up at the top. It's on, we ain't gonna stop. It's going down right now. Get ready. It's going down. Get ready. Get down. It's going down right now.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big league.
This is Ron and Ian, weekday afternoons at 3 on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
To the top of the third we go. Rays with a 4-0 lead, and hopefully to add to it. Here's Andy.
All right, Dave, thank you. Mike Zunino lifts the first pitch way up into the skies into shallow left center field. Engel and Jimenez coming together. It's Engel angling in, and now back to his right to make the catch. We pause for station identification now. This is the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network.
WTAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
Got it, thank you. Along with Dave Wills, I'm Andy Freed. Nick Hepner, good to see Nick again. He's our engineer here in Chicago. And Tom Ponzo back in the network studios. The Rays off to a flying start here in the Windy City, up 4-0. And Brandon Lau takes first pitch strike on 1. A 4-0 Rays lead. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and getting Carlos Rodon to get to 70 pitches early on today. So it's not going to be a deep outing for him. Swing and a miss by Lau. It is 0-2.
It shouldn't be. You don't want to start giving him 7 and 8 pitch innings, though, either, by being a little too over-aggressive.
That's true. The Rays have been patient at the plate, and he's gone to a lot of 3-ball counts and a couple of walks. Loud takes low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You think about it, when the Rays face a left-handed starter, they're going to have some lefties in there. I mean, against Pomeranz, they loaded up as many righties as they could. A strike 3 call to Lau over the outside. But today, in sending Christian Arroyo back to AAA being optioned back to make room for Hunter Wood, because the Rays really did need another bullpen pitcher. They have 3 men on the bench, and they're all left-hand hitters. And then in the lineup, Choi and Lau are both lefties. So that's okay, though. I mean, I think there's times that it's fine to have lefties in there, if for no other reason. Give the pitcher a different look. Willie Adames doubled off the wall and scored his first time, and he fouls one into the upper deck off first. Out of play, 0-1. Neil Solondz will be coming along in just a moment after the last out here. Adames waiting on an 0-1 by Rodon, and he takes it for a strike at the knees. 0-2. Rodon has had really big beginnings to game. Swing, line drive, base hit past the reach of Anderson into left center field. And Adames 2 for 2 out of the number 9 spot on the order, and his bat is coming to life.
It is definitely good to see on a couple of reasons, because I think while he hasn't necessarily brought the at-bats out to shortstop with him, I still don't think he's playing shortstop with the kind of flair that we saw the majority of the time a year ago. And I think it has something to do with the fact that he's struggling at the plate. So, wait, Willie's smiling, he's playing well. And right now he's smiling because he has 2 hits today.
Oh, yeah. And he's at first being held by Abreu up. Subs Diaz, 3rd time up, and it's only the 3rd inning.
Duke Energy is proud to support the Rays and Tampa Bay area veterans. For every Rays win, Duke Energy will donate $1,000 to area agencies. We're going to support our veterans. Duke Energy is powering Florida with more than just energy. How long did it take the Rays to get the 7 wins last year?
1 ball, no strikes. There's a swing and a miss. And 1-1.
A long time.
A long time.
7 of the first 10. And $1,000 for each one of those victories so far this year.
So what, a year ago, 10 games in, the Rays were at 2-8. Now they're 7-3.
Just won our 2nd game.
Yeah. I don't even remember what game that was. It felt like they're never going to win again. Rodon steps behind the rubber and fakes a throw to first, which you can do. Adames scrambling back in.
Might have been here.
You know what?
I don't know if it was, but
it might have been.
Did we win one in New York that first trip? It was only a couple games. I don't think we did.
1 ball, 1 strike. Diaz takes strike on the outside. Fastball, 1-2. One and 2 to Diaz, who singled to open the game and scored a run, and then he struck out his last time. Adames being held by Abreu at first. Rodon towing the third base side of the rubber, and Diaz asked for time.
What a difference a year makes, though. We came here last year on a Monday. I think it might have been even on the same date, and there were 3 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah. You tweeted it out this morning at Dave Wills 34. It's worth checking out. Like Dave said, what a difference a year makes. It's gorgeous today. And throw to first. I think that goes down as maybe the greatest ground screw transition I've ever seen. When we came to the ballpark, you couldn't see any grass. The entire field was covered in several inches of snow. And then
about 3, yep.
Got the field ready almost, in time for a normal first pitch. Diaz swings and misses. Strike 3, side retired. First time that Rodon does not allow a run on the board. He has struck out 5. And the Rays leave when they have left 6 men on.
It is out of here!
The only pitch that matters is the next one. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair.
Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it!
Sports, 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 sports.
Next up, lumpy heads.
Celebrate the 2021 heroes during the offseason and watch the blockbuster deals that will change everything for the new season. MLB Network's offseason coverage with an all-star lineup, including TV's only offseason morning show dedicated to baseball. The 2022 season starts on MLB Network.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
All right, thank you very much, Neil. And a reminder that you can walk into Tropicana Field flexing this season with the Rays Flex Pack. Save up to 60% off the single-game ticket price when you get 5 lower-level tickets for just $75. Visit RaysBaseball.com/flex for more information.
Jose Rondon, a 25-year-old native of Venezuela, leads off against Blake Snell as we head to the home third. And this will be the lower third of the order. 6 up, 6 down with 5 punch-outs already for Blake Snell. So Rondon hitting 7th to be followed by McCann and Engel. Rays play into the corners. What did they playing something on the PA? Is that sound effect?
I think it's a fan with some kind of a noisemaker.
Oh. Snell had stepped off for a moment. All right, he's ready to go here in the third. And first pitch, breaking ball, low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. So just 30 pitches for Blake Snell while Rondon is pushing 80. The Rays have a 4-0 lead early on here in Chicago. 1 ball, no strikes. Robertson backs off at third. Choi on the grass at first. And the pitch. Off speed, it's a strike one called. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There is one other game going on. We mentioned just about 9 miles north of here, and the Cubs have scored 5 times in the bottom of the second inning to take a 5-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Really kind of interested to hear what kind of reception our buddy Joe got on opening day.
I'll tell you what, I'm amazed at how poorly he's getting treated here. On 1-1, rolled back up the middle. Snell can't get it. Backhanding his Lauk. Off balance, flip the first, not in time to get the speedy Rondon. And the White Sox have their first hit. I mean, is that just the nature of how it works? They build you up, and then it gets broken down, and then they'll build them up if they win again. But Joe's getting ripped in the papers. He's getting unsupported by his own front office. And it seemed like at least the article in the Chicago Sun-Times today were like egging the fans on to boo the Cubs. This team wins 95 games a year the last 5 years or so.
What have you done for me lately?
Man. So much for support. They really love you around here.
Yeah, they do. You could take that downtown and print it.
The Sun-Times did.
Although I don't know how. I'm not sure their printing presses are downtown anymore, right downtown. But maybe in the outskirts of downtown.
Here comes ready batting James McCann, the longtime Detroit Tiger, right-hand batting catcher. The stretch, Snell for the first time out of the set position and bounces it in, and Snell, disgusted with himself, turns his back on the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
Used to have the printing presses right downtown for the old Chicago Daily News and Sun-Times, right next to the IBM building. Used to walk through there a lot, see them rolling out that afternoon's newspaper.
That's neat stuff. The Tribune and the Sun-Times are still the 2 majors, right?
That's all that's really left. There's a Daily Herald in the suburbs and a Southtown Economist in the suburbs, and that's really about it.
1 ball, no strikes. Snell pitches outside and low, 2-0. So is it the sort of thing where if you live in Chicago, you're either a Tribune or Sun-Times family, or
it used to be more that way. I mean, there are still some folks who get both, but Tribune is maybe again still a little more of a thicker paper. The tabloid, sometimes more of a tabloid.
2-0 the count. Snell behind here to McCann, and he throws, and he's 3-0, low and outside, 3-0. So Snell with the infield single, and now a 3-0 to McCann. You got to bury the bottom of the order here. Yeah, I think the White Sox are going to score runs this year. They've got some pop in that lineup, and they don't even have a guy like Daniel Palka in there today, left-hand hitter with a ton of power, and Yonder Alonso, veteran hitter on the bench, with the lefty Snell on the mound. 3-0 now, and the pitch is a strike over the inside portion. McCann was jumping back. It's 3-1.
No, they've got a lot of guys in this lineup who will run into one. So you start putting guys on free of charge in front of them, And you're asking for a little trouble. I mean, Blake has been good, and McCann doesn't have a homer yet. Adam Engel only has one. These next two guys coming up, so you got to make them earn their way aboard.
You do. 3 balls and a strike. Snell to the high set, looks over to first base, and now pitches. Swung on and foul to the plate. It's 3-2. So he just challenged him on that one. And that'll fill her up at 3-2, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
McCann does have a home run against Blake in his career. He's 2 for 4 with a walk and a homer.
It's better than most. 4-0 Rays lead. We have Rondon at first base, nobody out in the third. Infield back at double play positioning. Snell set right behind his left ear, and will throw to first. Just a lob toss. Rondon back in. You know, not growing up in Chicago like you, Dave, for out-of-towners like me, I still think Gene Siskel, Chicago Tribune, Roger Ebert, Chicago Sun-Times. Yep. I associate them with those great newspapers. 3-2 the count to McCann. And Snell ready and fires. Slice foul off the first base side. You know, if you're a hitter, you got to guard against so many things with Snell once it gets to 3-2. And that time, 96, credit to McCann for fighting it off.
So now you got a fastball there, and you're thinking, with a lot of pitchers, you would expect another fastball. But now you still have to be ready for any one of a number of pitches. And I mean, you could cross a guy up really easy here by throwing another fastball when you got a guy who might be looking for a breaking ball.
It's been good with that breaking ball against the righty so far today. Snell throws, lifted in the air to right, heading back into his left, Avi Garcia. He knows that field, and he makes the catch. Back to first goes Rondon, 1 out. So Snell fought back from 3-0 to get McCann, and upsets the number 9 man, Adam Engel.
Appeared to throw him a breaking ball there. I don't think that was the changeup. A little too soft for the changeup. 3-2 breaking ball after 96 on the previous pitch. It's a nice arsenal to have.
It's a good bounce.
Confidence, too.
It is. It's a good bounce back at back because he was 3-0, and he had to throw strikes. McCann showed he was not going to chase. All right, 1 out with Rondon on, and the Rays up 4-0 in the third. Here is the number 9 man, Adam Engel. Engel just 2 for 11 on the season. And first pitch to him. Looks like he changed up and missed outside. You know, Blake has said he doesn't want to forget about that changeup like he did against the Astros in the opener. He missed there. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's got to get back to throwing first pitch strikes.
Yep, which he was in the first couple of innings. 1-0 now. Here he comes to the plate. Taken badly high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Zanino to come up and out of his crouch. 2-0 to Engel, who, of those 2 hits, 1 is a homer, a solo shot. 2 balls, no strikes to the number 9 man. I mean, he's throwing the crux of his pitches to the bottom third of this order. Rondon with a base hit up the middle, a seeing eye single, and now with 1 out on 2-0. Engel takes a strike on the outside. It is 2-1. Sometimes I get distracted by all the things that they put on the board. Right now, the White Sox are showing like great moments in White Sox history on April 8th.
Sox Almanac.
I like it. Sammy Sosa had a 2-homer day in Baltimore in 1991 on this date. On 2-1, grounded wide at third. Roberts into his left field. Goes to second for 1. Lau with a turn to first. Double play. Engel runs well, and the Rays turn to 5-4-3 double play. And they turned that one awfully fast, and they had to. Tech Data double play. We'll tell you what it means when we get back. Through 3, it's Rays 4, Chicago nothing on the Rays Radio Network.
Looking for an alternative to sugar?
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's going to be an amazing conversation.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair.
Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it!
Sports Clips, Sports Clips, Sports Clips.
Next up, lumpy heads.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch. Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Stinks. Struck him out. Stinks. Trout's okay. Stinks.
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
I want a player.
620, your home of the Rays.
That was a Tech Data double play, and with that outstanding play, Tech Data donates another $250 to the Children's Dream Fund, bringing this season's total to $2,500. To learn more about the Children's Dream Fund, visit childrensdreamfund.org.
Well, this day's off to a flying start. Rays have a 4-0 lead as we go to the fourth, and Tommy Pham on base with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Takes first pitch low from Rodon. 1-0. When you face teams at the most twice in a year, as the Rays do a home and home against teams like Chicago out of the division, the pitch is fouled away to the upper deck off first. You might get their ace once, maybe twice, maybe none, but you don't see them much, so you get a chance for that other team's best pitcher. And you rack him around the ballpark, or he has an off day. It's been a little of both. Pham takes high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. You really feel like that's a check plus. I mean, they're starting pitchers. It should tick down a little bit from here. Then again, who knows? They're big league pitchers, and they could have big days, but it certainly feels good.
A funny game.
It is. Pham watches one go low, 3-1. The White Sox, we believe, are going to throw Irvin Santana tomorrow for Game 2 of the series.
The White Sox could be saying the same thing.
Swinging a ground ball off the mitt of Rondon and dying on the infield grass, and Tommy Pham's got an infield single. He's been on base all 3 times.
White Sox are probably saying the same thing. Hey, if we can sneak one out here against Snell, the next 2 guys aren't nearly as good, even though they are good, but they're not reigning Cy Young Award winners. So this is a big first game for both teams.
It is.
And for the Rays, again, still, I mean, I'd rather be up 4-0, but we're talking about a game in which the Rays have already left 6 men on base. They've left a little chicken on the bone, and you don't want to sit there and look back at about the 7th inning when there's an uprising and saying, boy, it would have been nice to have a 6 or 7 run lead, and now all of a sudden the tying runs at the plate.
Well, yesterday we saw the effect of what that is, because they had these kind of chances and only got a couple early. You have to use your A bullpen, and today the Rays would very much like to not have to use Castillo and Alvarado and Rowe and Kolarek. I mean, they'd love to see 7 out of Snell today. Robertson looks at 1-2 high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, I joked around with Kevin. I said, perfect world scenario today. He said, get out to a big lead, give me Blake for about 7, and then maybe Pham for the last 2, and win Game 1.
And enjoy a night out in Chicago.
I was probably going to go to bed early.
I think I am. I'm winded. 1 ball, no strikes. Robertson had an RBI bunt single his last time, and he takes outside corner strike. 1 ball, 1 strike from Rondon.
I mean, that is 2 nights in a row for you out at midnight or later.
It is. I'm not built for that anymore.
No, I wouldn't think you are.
1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch fouled back onto the screen. Robertson, besides the squeeze bunt where he got the run home, he had a single to right, so he's 2 for 2. Of all the years we've come to Chicago, and I know you have your spots, but you always hear about Rush Street. Are you not a big Rush Street guy, or is that more like
Rush Street isn't what it once was?
Meaning?
It's not. The nightlife's spread out a lot more around Chicago than it used to be.
That was what Harry Carey was known for, right? Here's a breaking ball, and he's low to Robertson. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There were a couple of well-known establishments up and along Rush Street, but Rush Street was up and down Rush Street and then Division, where I did live for a couple of years and sampled a lot of the different nightlife. And probably took 10 years off my life physically and 10 years financially, but had a blast.
There's a step and throw to first, and back to the bag goes Tommy Pham.
But now there's places all over. I mean, compared to what it was back in the 70s and 80s when Harry was frequenting the town.
He didn't care that the Cubs played only day games. He was out anyway. Here goes Pham in the pitch. Inside throw down to second base. Not even close. Head first dive and a stolen base for Tommy Pham. And the Rays are now 13 for 13 in stolen base tries this season.
Taking the game from a private suite with your friends and family, the Rays have intimate suites for 16 people in larger private areas for up to 48. Add on a catering package to ramp up the party. For more information, contact suites. Again, suites at raysbaseball.com.
Well, third time on for Pham, and he feels comfortable on Rodon's move. So he's already stolen third and second against him. And Robertson swings and misses to the off-speed, and down he goes. Rodon, I'm not sure if that was more of a change or his slider. It seemed up a little bit, but it was slow coming in, and Robertson's timing all messed up. 6th strikeout for Rodon, and 1 out. So 1 out runner at second, 4-0 Rays. Avisail Garcia with a swinging strikeout with the bases loaded his first time, and then his first RBI as a Ray. Base hit up the middle, driving home Tommy Pham last time. And he'd like to repeat it. Well, it's not going to be too much longer until the bullpen has to start stretching out for Chicago. Just a tick over 100 pitches in the first 2 starts for Rodon, and it's really number 89. Pham off second. Here it comes. Garcia takes changeup low, 1-0. So good. Sorry, 1 for 2. You got a nice applause. I would say polite. So I didn't hear any boos or anything like that, nor should there be. 1 ball to no strikes, but a nice job by the crowd to say, we remember you and we appreciate you. Garcia takes too high, and everybody here says, too, what we found, that he's a really personable guy. Enjoyed our brief conversations so far. Seems to fit right in. Kind of a laid-back sort of guy off the field. 2 balls, no strikes. I remember when he'd come up to the plate, I'd think there's a threat. And now the Rays have him. Rodon pitches. Strike at the top of the zone. And it's 2-1. He did seem a bit jumpy, though, in that first at bat, which you can understand. He has seemed nice and calm his now last 2. Even that pitch on 2-0, not where he wanted it, so he's happy to let it go. On 2-1, the pitch swung on the miss. Now that was a home run swing. Missed the breaking ball, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I think we saw that a little bit out of Evan in the series in San Francisco, where Evan was maybe a little jumpy, but then I think we also saw that Evan is getting just a little bit longer in the tooth. But I think Avi right here is just jumpy. I think he's really, really squeezing the sawdust out of the bat and trying to do something to show the White Sox what they're missing.
That last pitch, it did look like that. 2-2 with Pham off second. He runs well. The outfield plays into pull. Rodon throws. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. A late strike call from Hunter Wendelstedt, and Garcia doesn't like it. Has something to say, and Wendelstedt takes off the mask, and there's something to say right back. So runner at second and 2 out. 7th strikeout for Rodon, and it will leave it for Guillermo Heredia.
It's a good pitch.
It was a strike. A pitcher's pitch. On 2-2, hats off to Rodon. Well, Guillermo Heredia with the bases loaded walk. His first time up. Bounced into a fielder's choices last time. And he takes in the dirt. Good block down that time by McCann. 1 ball and no strikes.
I mean, if you're looking right now, the Rays are doing a good job of keeping Rodon in the game, although I think this is probably going to be his last inning either way. This will be his 95th pitch coming up here. But the Rays have left not only the 6 men on base and have a 7th man there, but of those 6 men on base, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th man they've left at second or third base. So you've got a 4-0 lead, but boy.
You could all have put this game away with Snell on the hill, swing and a miss and an off speed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, it's nice having a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this ballpark, too, which can play small when it's warmer, and this is one of the warmer days they've had already this year. But when you're here in July, this is a great home run park. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodon steps and deals, sliced in the air out of play down the right field line over the first base dugout and into the shadows. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Heredia.
Now, I'm not one to. I mean, they've got jobs to do. I don't know how they do it, but they get it done. But the schedule makers for the 2nd straight year kind of leaves you scratching your head where you go. Tampa Bay's coming to Chicago first week of April, And then Chicago comes to Tampa Bay in August, and I think this year sometime in July.
Yeah.
I'll figure that one out.
One ball. The only thing I can figure out is that we really don't know. I mean, what it takes to put together that complex schedule, everybody has something to complain about every year.
Mm-hmm.
But on its surface, it does not look like that does make sense. 1-2 now, and a pitch, fastball high, 2-2. 97 pitches by Rodon. You can see they want to get him through this fourth inning. I think this will be his last inning. I can't imagine him beginning next inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pham off second with 2 outs. Got to think he's scoring on most hits to the outfield. And Herrera, you got it done. The stretch on the third base side of the rubber. Here he comes. Swing and a miss. He went breaking ball down and in, and strikes out 3 in a row. The Rays had a leadoff single and a stolen base by Pham and could not advance him. And we're done with 3 1/2.
Bottom of the ninth, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair.
Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it!
Sport clips, sport clips, sport clips.
Next up, lumpy heads.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch. Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Chips and a drink, all for only $5.99. Then try our hot sauce bar. Live outrageously. Tijuana Flats, always keeping it fresh.
Hey, this is Blake Snell. Check out the Pat and Aaron Show every weekday at noon on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Visit St. Pete Clearwater is your official source of visitor information. With so much to do at St. Pete Clearwater, may we suggest your first stop be visit stpclearwater.com. Find the inside scoop on beaches, a guide to our arts, restaurants, attractions, and events all near you. Time to start planning.
On to the fourth, and a swing and a miss by Larry Garcia against Blake Snell, 0-1. The White Sox are getting their bullpen going. A right-hander is starting to warm up. Behind the left field wall, Carson Fulmer, they just called up to swing and a foul of the plate, and it is 0-2. Snell off to a 4-0 lead. 2 in the first, 2 in the second by the Rays, but they've left 7 men on base, most of which in scoring position. Nothing into the count to Larry Garcia, then Tim Anderson and Jose Abreu. Snell to the plate, grounded right side. Diving is low, and he can't get it. Base hit. Credit to Garcia, shortened up on 0-2 and poked it to the opposite field. And second straight inning, the White Sox have a leadoff man on via a hit. And here's Tim Anderson, the hottest White Sox hitter of them all. He has just been nutty hot lately. 10 for his last 13 coming in. He had 4 hits yesterday. Over the weekend, 2 homers, 4 batted in, 6 runs scored. And talk about, the Rays not getting a whole lot of sleep last night. Anderson hasn't been sleeping much either. His wife just gave birth a week ago today. He's been sleeping on the couch in the hospital. There's a swing and a miss. And 0-1. St. James Hospital in town, and he said, we check out, and I want that couch. That couch still has a hitting streak in it. He's been sleeping on it. And it's working. The White Sox played, only day games here this part of the year. 0-1 the count to Anderson as Snell deals outside with it. And it's 1-1 strike. We'll take a look what's going on across town where the Cubs have their home opener going on. The out-of-town scoreboard presented by Visit Tampa Bay. Plan your next adventure at visittampabay.com. They're up big early, 6-0. Cubs lead over on the north side. The Pirates visiting. Swing and a miss, and Anderson with another breaking ball at strike 2. 1-2 strikes. 6-run second for the Cubs. They're leading their game. Washington and Philadelphia later on. The Dodgers, who just hit homers all over the place every night. They're 8-2. They're in St. Louis against the Cardinals, and Miles Michaelis, Hyunjin Ryu going for L.A. 1-2 the count. Snell throws to first. Elsewhere out west in Colorado, Julio Teheran and Kyle Freeland, battle of opening day starters with the Braves at Rockies, and then San Diego at San Francisco. Eric Lauer against Madison Bumgarner with the Giants at 3-7. After the Rays won the series there over the weekend. 1-2 to Anderson with Abreu next. Step off and throw to first. A wild throw, but Choi off the bag to get it. American League. Oakland at Baltimore. Oakland at Baltimore with the Orioles suddenly struggling. 1-2 the count. Snell on top with a hold. Still holding. He pitches, swinging a ground ball along third. Foul ball, says Jerry Lane. Foul ball, and Rick Renteria is out of the dugout with something to say, and it sure looked like third base coach had something to say too. Waiting for any sort of review. I mean, that's not reviewable. But the White Sox are still, I think, curious. The only way you're ever going to tell is if you have, just like a static camera right down the line. But there's no way to tell on the view that we have. All right, 1-2 the count to Anderson. Snell avoided really a big inning possibly right there. See what he can do on 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a high fastball. Remember, he went with a sea of breaking balls last time, and now he got Anderson to chase up and away at 96, and Blake records a 6th strikeout.
Well, when you've been as toasty as Anderson has been, you get a pitch up around your eyeballs, and you're thinking, I can get to that. But then you add to the fact that it's about 96, 97 miles an hour, and you don't.
Yeah, that's by in a hurry. And here comes Jose Abreu, and he's homered against Snell before. 4-0 Rays lead. Bottom of the 4th, Garcia at first with 1 out. Abreu popped out to second base, his only time up. And first pitch at the knees for a cold strike. We mentioned Oakland at the Orioles, Marco Estrada and Andrew Kashner. The Yankees, who have already tied a franchise record, 20 homers in their first 9 games of the year. The 1932 Yankees still had Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig on them. They had that amount. They are in Houston against the Astros. And Abreu takes up an inning. The Astros just sweeping the A's. Justin Verlander and Masahiro Tanaka at opening day pitching matchup. Mariners at Royals. Mariners with a best record going in the American League at 9-2. Felix Hernandez and Homer Bailey in KC. 1 ball, 1 strike. Snell to the stretch with a look to first. Garcia with a decent lead. And the pitch lifted in the air, right center field. Heredia coming together with Garcia, but it's Avi to his right. It slices back to him, and he catches it for out number 2. And that'll leave it for Wellington Castillo.
Well, the book on Jose Abreu used to be, when he was first picked up by the White Sox, that he had slider bat speed. Well, he proved that wrong in his first year, put together an incredible year, and proved that wrong right away to us in a game against Grant Belfort. And right there, though, trying to speed up his swing. Blake did a great job of getting the ball in on his hands, and even as big and strong as he is, he can't hit it out to the opposite field if he can't get those arms extended.
2-out runner at first, leaves it for Castillo, with one other game to tell you about in what was the 1982 American League Championship Series, but now It's an interleague game. Brewers at Angels. Castillo takes in the dirt. Picked up by Zunino. Trying for second Garcia. And the throw is not in time. See how they call it. Garcia advances into scoring position. Wild pitch, they call him, Blake Snell. The game tonight, Jolie Chassin against Trevor Cahill with the Brewers at Angels. And that's a look at our Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Plan your next adventure at visittampabay.com. Rays up 4-0. Runner at second and 2 out here in the fourth. Castillo struck out looking his first time, and Snell throws 1-0. Off speed, it's low. 2 balls, no strikes. He's fighting with the count a little bit more. This
last couple.
Yeah.
Ever since the second inning, it seemed like the third inning, same way, and now here in the fourth, just, has the stuff to get guys out, but just isn't working ahead, and then allowing the White Sox guys to get themselves out. He's been having to make some big pitches.
Well, he got ahead in the first 2 innings and just devoured them. Last 2 innings, he's been working behind. 2-0. Garcia leads at second. Castillo lines one to second. Caught knee-high by Brandon Lau right where he was positioned to the right of the bag at second to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left, and through 4 on Chicago's south side. It's the Rays 4, the White Sox nothing on the Rays Radio Network.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair.
Cowlick, what's the move? Bree.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Crushed it! Next up, lumpy heads.
Sometimes you might not feel ready for the moment. With Roman at your side,
we got this.
You can take care of erectile dysfunction discreetly. So that you're ready. Roman ready.
History has been written, and the numbers are in the books. Now, who are the best of the best? Baseball's award season starts right here on MLB Network. Who will win? Find out exclusively beginning Monday at 6 Eastern.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch. Best player program.
Hey, this is Mike Zunino. Rays baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
You can enjoy a Rays game with others who have shared special interest as you. Rays special events include Dog Day, College Nights, and more. Each event includes a game ticket and a specialty-themed item. For more information, visit raysbaseball.com/special events. Rays up. Somewhat surprisingly, Carlos Rodon is still in the game as we start this 5th inning. Rays up 4-0. Back with the play-by-play, Dave Wills.
All right, Andy, thank you. And Ji-Man Choi liked the first pitch that he saw, but swung and missed at it for strike 1. For a guy that's been nicked up to 4 runs and 7 hits, he does have some swing and miss in him today. But not a lot of it. The 0-1, not enough of it. There's the check swing. Did he go? And I guess not. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Blake Snell is at 57 pitches through the first 4 innings, which is a very workable number. You want to stay underneath that 15 per inning if you can. As there's a swing and a grounder right to second base. Rondon has it, and he throws over the first in time for out number 1. Well, I would imagine Rick Renteria right now is thinking, if I can get Rondon out of here, or Rodon rather, out of here at under 110 and through 5, I'm not going to be doing somersaults, but at the end of the day, he was able to give you 5 innings while only allowing the 4 runs.
Well, he came from the lineage of White Sox lefties that could, even on days where they didn't have their best stuff, still give you a lot of innings.
One number off one of the best of all time. Here's a swing and a pop-up down the right field line, giving chase to Abreu. The wind grabbed hold of it and kicks it about 6 rows deep. And so the count 0-1. He wears number 55. The White Sox retired the number 56 of Mark Burley, who some people are throwing around. And when you're a huge fan of someone, you have a tendency to drink the Kool-Aid. Some people around here have been throwing around the possibility of Hall of Fame. Hall of very good. I know he's got 2 no-hitters. Here's a pitch bounced in, but Hall of very good, but not Hall of Fame, even though number 3, Harold Baines, was able to get into it. And again, there's another guy I thought Hall of very good. I'm not sure I would have called Hall of Famer, but
nope.
Hey, kudos to him. I love Harold. I'm happy for him.
You go, man.
Now the 1-1 pitch on its way, and Zunino takes low, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. 4-7-0 so far for the Rays. No runs, 2 hits, no errors to this point for the White Sox. Tomorrow back on the air beginning at 1:30 again with Neil and his pregame show, and then at about 2 o'clock Andy and I take over. Here's the pitch taken high, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike. 2:10 first pitch. Still not sure who's going to throw it for the White Sox. There's rumblings it's going to be Irvin Santana. Have you seen anything that says it's official?
Nothing official, but one of the White Sox writers put it's at the point now it would be downright shocking if it's not Santana.
3-1 pitch, and there is a ball 4. So Mike Zunino reaches base for the second time, and you wonder if that might be it for Rodon, looking into the third base dugout, but no movement yet.
You might let him face this last batter, Brandon Lau, a lefty, because the Rays have a bunch of righties coming up after that. So it looks like that's what he's going to do, and got to think it's his last batter either way.
So 1 on, 1 out. Now the pitchers are swinging a drive to right field. Back on it, Leury Garcia to the warning track, and it's off the wall. He has to play the carom to second base, and taking the turn is Zunino. He's on his way to third. The throw finally comes in. Lau moves into second base, standing with a double. The Rays have second and third with 1 out, and Willie Adames coming up.
Boy, when he hits the ball hard, it makes a really loud sound, and that was cracked off the bat. I'd be really surprised if Adames, who's 2 for 2, is allowed to face Rondon here. Infield coming in, but no sign of Rick Renteria with a righty Fulmer ready. This is really surprising.
I don't get it.
Wow.
So, with the infield in, Willie with a single and a double today has hit the ball hard a couple of times.
At 107 pitches right now.
And Rodon from the belt. The first pitch is taken a little bit low for ball 1. Well, I mean, we don't see the White Sox at all during spring. They participate out in Arizona. We don't get a chance to see them a whole lot during the regular season, and might be a spot here where Rick Renteria is thinking, hey, the guy in the mound's just as good as the guy that we're going to bring in.
This day and age, though, you don't see this a lot. At 108 pitches, after he gets by the lefties with the righties coming up, and this hitter is already 2 for 2 against him. And both hit hard.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a rocket foul down the third base line behind Rodney Linares, and the count evening up at a ball and a strike. Well, a base hit gets you on the other side of a slam and starts to give you a little more breathing room with a guy like Blake Snell on the mound who could, at the very least, be able to give you a couple, 2 or 3 more innings and then turn it over to the pen. But Rays have left their fair share of chicken on the bone already in this game.
7 men left on, a lot in scoring position.
1-1. Breaking ball lifted foul back out of play, and Rodon able to work ahead of Willie right there. Rays have been in swing mode almost from the beginning when Yandy Diaz led off the ball game with a base hit. Rays scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and have yet to score since, but lead at 4-0. Rodon ready. Here's the pitch to Willie. Swing and a miss. He elevated the fastball, and he got Willie to chase. And that's a big strikeout there for Carlos Rodon. 2 outs now for Yandy Diaz, and the Rays still with men at second and third. Now, here comes Renteria.
It'll be 111 pitches, which, a few years back that wouldn't ruffle any eyebrows, but it does these days. 111 over 4 2/3, and most of them under high pressure today. But it's interesting, as Renteria is patting Rondon on the back, Rondon is patting Renteria on the back. You have to say, hey, thanks for letting me come back out and try to leave a little more under my own terms, but he leaves with.
Bottom of the ninth, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Our playbook has countless guys' hairstyles because we know no two guys are ever alike. Good fading. Oh, great texture. Less pomp, more adore, Brittany.
Got it.
Hey! Nice hair!
Tampa Bay. Countless ideas, endless fun.
Hey, this is Mike Zanino. Catch the best race talk with Ronnie and T-Crash on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Former White Sox #1 pick Carson Fulmer out of Vanderbilt from Lakeland. He went to All Saints Academy in Lakeland. Spurned the Red Sox by going to Vanderbilt after they had drafted him out of high school, and he's on to work here in relief. Last year, not a whole lot of success in the big leagues, an earned run average of 8.07. Just called up from AAA Charlotte prior to today's game. He had worked once with the AAA Knights, and he'll be facing Yandy Diaz up for the 4th time. You know, and Rodon makes his manager look good by striking out Adames, but that could have really backfired. It's 2nd and 3rd for the Rays. Zanino at third base. Lau after his double still at second with 2 out. The Rays leading at 4-0 in the 5th. And Fulmer, not all that big a guy, but he's got a powerful arm. We'll go after Yandy Diaz.
List him at 6 foot, 210 pounds. 25-year-old ready to go to work here. Has spent parts of the last 3 seasons with the White Sox after being a first-round pick of theirs back in 2015. First pitch on his way to Yandy Diaz. Grounds it back up toward the middle. Ranging to his left is Anderson. He has it behind the bag at second. Throws to first to retire the side. And the Rays strand a couple more. Halfway through regulation in this one on the south side of Chicago. It's the Rays 4. White.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's going to be an amazing conversation.
For the perfect massaging shampoo, we train to hit 7 pressure points. 7 pressure points, 2 hands, 1 path to victory.
Remember your training?
Right here, people. Good stuff.
Sport Bliss!
Hit all 7 pressure points, right?
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch. Best player in the game.
UA.
Hey, this is Willie Adames. Rays Baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
Celebrate Jackie Robinson's legacy with the Rays on Saturday, April the 20th. Get 2 tickets in the 200 level to the Rays' first game against the Red Sox this year for just $42. For more information, visit RaysBaseball.com/42. We had an interesting development, or at least it looked to be. Brandon Lau heading towards third base on that ground ball up the Yandy Diaz. We didn't see what happened, but he was tended to by the trainers. He was down on one knee. We were wondering maybe he turned an ankle or something. Either way, he remains in the game, which is good on a number of fronts for him, but there's really no other. What other way could the Rays configure the infield except losing the DH Diaz maybe, but for now so good.
First pitch on its way from Blake Snell to Yohan Moncada, and it swung and a miss for strike one. Moncada, Jimenez, and then Rondon for the White Sox. Trail at 4-0. Now the pitch, and that is taken for a strike. All right, so who was the first White Sox batter against Tampa Bay in this park back on April 10th of 98? It had to be Mike Cameron. I think Cameron was leading things off back then.
You were here.
Pitch bounced in. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You used to say that when you were with the White Sox, you hated losing series to the Devil Rays.
You didn't want to lose them. It could come back and haunt you. Now the 1-2 to Moncada, bounced in. And the count leveling at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You don't think it was Chris Snowpack?
Not that year, no. I like Chris. Good man.
You good man?
You good me. So 2-2 the count. Infield playing of the pull. Blake gets the sign from his catcher, Mike Zunino, and now the pitch on its way. Bounced it in again. And the count's going full to 3-2.
But he's no Jeff Abbott or Javier Valentin.
Nope.
But good man.
For Jose Valentin either.
Jose Valentin. Javier Valentin was the catcher, right? Jose Valentin was the shortstop?
Yeah, Jose was the shortstop of the White Sox. The 3-2. Swinging a grounder up the third base line. That's foul. Herbert Perry went from.
There you go.
Rays, the Devil Rays supplied the White Sox with a couple of key pieces to the 2000 American League Central champs when they sent over Tony Graffinino and Herbert Perry. The 3-2 pitch is a swinging a grounder right to short. Willie Adames there to scoop it up and throws across in the dirt, but picked out by Ji-Man Choi in time to take care of Moncada for round number 1.
But it's funny, Dave, you were talking about the White Sox defense lately has not been good. As I recall, and you were here, so you could speak to this, but the White Sox won that division last year and that year in 2000, and that defense was a bit suspect.
They weren't, Jose Valentin was a bit suspect at short, but Jose would commit 30 errors but hit 33 homers.
So his plus minus was okay.
So here's Eloy Jimenez, struck out looking his first time, and the first pitch from Blake is swung on and missed for strike 1. He wasn't going to take another one. Couldn't get the fastball, though, the count 1-0. 4-0 Rays. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 infielders have shifted to the left of second base for Jimenez, a right-handed hitter in his first year with the White Sox in the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him again. Nice and easy at 96. And it's 0-2. Now the infield more of just playing him the pull, but he swings at a pitch down in the dirt. Zunino knocks it down and then waits for Jimenez to walk out of the batter's circle. He is out. And that's out number 2 here in the 5th.
Breaking ball down, and he really made the young man Jimenez look like a rookie.
7th strikeout I've got for Blake, who struck out 5 of the first 6 batters. They've been a little further and fewer and further between, but nonetheless picks up another one here. 2 outs, base is empty, and that'll bring up Jose Rondon.
These swings and misses that the right-hand hitters are taking on Snell's curveball, they're not close.
And a first pitch fastball right there for strike 1.
It must have such sharp late bite to it that big league hitters are swinging at balls that are bouncing almost in front of home plate sometimes.
Blake's had great numbers against this White Sox team. He came in with an ERA under 1 against him. Hasn't done anything to hurt it so far. The 0-1. That one he laid off a nice take by Rondon, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. It would almost be like if I'm one of these White Sox hitters, I just say, I'm not swinging. I'm going to make him get me out. The 1-1 pitch. It's high. 2 balls, 1 strike. I'm not sure if Rondon heard me or not, but after the free swing in Moncada and Jimenez, it's 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Jose Rondon. Picked up in a trade with San Diego last year. Open stance from the right side as Blake gets the sign. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Back at it is the left fielder, Tommy Pham, to the wall, and it's gone. Well, every once in a while, you're going to hang one of those curveballs. And Jose Rondon was ready for it. And he hits his first home run of the season. And Chicago is on the board. It's 4-1.
He is 2 for 2 today against Blake Snell. Infield single and a home run now to straightaway left.
For Blake, that is his 4th home run that he has allowed. He gave up 3 previous ones in that start against the Astros. I mean, even the Hall of Famers like Bert Blyleven, who made a living and got to the Hall of Fame because of the curveball, would hang a couple every once in a while. So here's James McCann, and the first pitch to him is fouled back out of play for strike 1. The wind is blowing in a little bit. I mean, you had to really, really square it up and provide all the power to get it out of there with the curveball and the fact that the wind is blowing in a bit.
They said it went 385.
It's not a cheapie. Here's the 0-1. It's high, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. And now, I mean, like I said, it's not doom and gloom when you're leading 4-1, but boy, oh boy, you could have made things a heck of a lot easier on yourselves with a couple of other hits here and there.
Well, the offense not done for the Rays, and they've just gotten into the White Sox bullpen.
1-1 pitch, backdoor breaking ball. It's a strike, and it's 1-2. No, I'd much rather be up 4-1 than down 4-1, but I'd also like to be up 7-1. I mean, I want it all. I want my cake, and I want to be able to eat it, too.
It's like whatever the Rays do. They always have to play the game close.
Snell ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs to McCann. Swing and a line drive into left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Ranging over to his right a bit is Guillermo Heredia. And he will get it back into the infield. And now the number 9 hitter, Adam Engel, full back. So Blake retired the first 2 men of this inning rather easily. And now into a little trouble. And the tying run moves into the on-deck area. We owe you an ID. We'll mix it in here quite possibly during this at-bat as Blake working from the stretch, looks in to get the sign from Zunino with McCann at first. And the pitch to Engel, swing and a miss, strike 1. Before the next pitch, let's take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Rays Baseball Network.
WDAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
From the stretch, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2 with Andy Fried. I am Dave Wills. So far, so good. Rays with a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning in Chicago. Nick Hepner is our engineer. Tom Ponzo back at our studios in Tampa, Florida. Engel bounced into a 5-4-3 double play, which was beautifully started by Robertson, and then Lau with a perfect turn at second base. The pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out as Engel tried to climb the ladder and couldn't do it. And that will retire the side. So the White Sox get 1, but only 1 and leave 1.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Bottom of the 9th, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
We study the benefits of our tea tree infused perfectly steamed hot towel with intense focus. Okay, what are we feeling now?
Smart Clips.
Stud, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch. Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
A cannon to second base!
Geico could help you save 15% or more on car insurance. 2, the first cheesemakers were entrepreneurial mountain goats. And 3, it's easy to switch at geico.com. You could save hundreds. Goat cheese.
Talking Rays on your drive home starting at 3. The Ron and Ian Show on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Rays Rookies Kids Club, presented by Outback Steakhouse, has returned for the 2019 season. For just $10, kids receive a ticket to every Sunday home game, a Rays snapback hat, exclusive offers, and a ticket to a Tampa Bay Rowdies home match. Sign up now at RaysBaseball.com/Rays Rookies. Well, the Rays are into the White Sox bullpen. Carson Fulmer remains in. It's 4-1, and while the Rays had the lead, they've allowed the White Sox to hang around.
That they have, and now Tommy Pham will lead things off. And the first pitch to him is fouled back. Here was an interesting note that came across the Twitter during the break. With that home run allowed by Blake Snell, the Rays had a streak of no runs allowed by their starters end at 35 2/3 innings. That was the longest streak by a team starter since the National starters went 47+ back in 2015.
It's really incredible.
Here's the 0-1, and it's low, and the count 1-1 strike.
When you think about it, Chirinos gave up none yesterday. Stanek, the opener the day before. Glasnow didn't allow a run as a starter on Friday. Morton didn't, over 6 on Wednesday. Snell didn't give any up, over 7 last Tuesday. Stanek didn't give anyone up in his other open.
1-1 pitch, just missed outside. It's 2-1 strike.
So the last run allowed by a Rays starter, the homer by Jake Marisnick, in the third inning, a week ago Sunday, 8 days ago. Wow, that's an incredible note.
So 2-1 to count. Fulmer from the stretch, the leg kick in the pitch. Pham takes over the inside corner. It's 2-2. Rays with 2 in the first, but then they left the bases full. They scored 2 more in the second, left a couple of men on, and they left those men on at second and third. So they've had chances for more, but still lead 4-1. The 2-2. Inside corner, strike 3 called, and Pham knew it. And that's out number 1. The Rays have struck out a boatload today.
10
times.
10
times, yep.
Yeah. 10 right there.
Here's Daniel Robertson. He's 2 for 3 with one of those strikeouts. Well, again, the old saying in the NCAA basketball tournament is to survive and advance. And I think might be kind of the thought process of the Rays here on a day after you traveled from the West Coast, got in late, got up early. As here's the first pitch over the inside corner for strike 1. Just survive and advance. Just win today. Figure out a way to win today. Get back to the hotel room, get a good dinner, and go to bed early, and then be ready to go again tomorrow. And a lot of times, we've been through it. We say this a lot, is it's the second day where you're more tired than the first day. Yeah. You're getting through today on adrenaline. As there's a swing and a rollover grounder short. Anderson has it, gets his feet set, and fires across in time, and there's 2 gone.
Well, Virginia certainly figured out a way in the last seconds of their semifinal to survive and advance past Auburn.
If I had to watch my boy Bruce one more day, I think I would have thrown up.
Dave even dropped a bye Bruce on his Twitter.
So 2 outs, and here's Avisail Garcia. And I have a dear niece that goes to Auburn, but I told her, I said, I just can't root for your basketball team because of that man. And there were, you know what? He's a good coach, not a good guy, but he's a good coach. And that was a good team. It's a fun team to watch.
Yeah, they were. I'll tell you what, even the young man that committed that foul at the end answered it beautifully.
Yes, he did. The pitch, here's a swing and a roller grounder foul up the third base side by Avisail Garcia. And what a tournament put together in Tampa. The women's NCAA tournament had some fantastic games, the Final Four and then the national championship. And that young basketball player for Notre Dame who made some big shots, I think, a year ago and then misses a free throw in the final moments of yesterday's game that would have sent it to overtime. But
that's showbiz.
Tom Higgins and the boys and girls did a great job of putting together a terrific event, as they always do.
Yep.
Back in Tampa, the 0-1. Here's a pitch a little bit low, and they count 1 ball, 1 strike.
So the finals are tonight in the men's with Virginia and Texas Tech.
Who you got?
I don't know. To me, down the stretch, that kid from Virginia that hit the three-pointer and then the 3 free throws, I can't go against them.
Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. Swinging a grounder toward the hole at short. Fielded by Anderson. Now his long throw, and he can't get enough on it. As Avisail Garcia was able to beat it out. It's an infield hit. Well, Tim Anderson did a great job just to get to that baseball. And Avisail Garcia was like, "You're not throwing me out. There's no way." And he is aboard with his second hit of the day.
Plus, I'm an old ACC man from back in the 70s, so I'll go UVA. You?
I kind of rooting for Coach Bennett and company. I've known of Tony Bennett from his days of when he played at Green Bay in the conference that UIC was in. So here's Guillermo Heredia. That's the 9th hit of the day for the Rays, who lead it 4-1. They've had traffic on the bases in every inning as there's a pitch fouled back and out of play for strike 1. Rays have not gone down in order today, although there have been, a couple of innings where they've only set 4 men to the plate. But 2 in the first, 2 in the second. White Sox with their lone run, the home run by Jose Rondon in the bottom of the 5th. This is also the time of day when you start to see the fans follow the sun. The 0-1. Check swing, and did he go? The last at first, and it looked like he did not.
Well,
so half the field right now, or half the stadium seating area is in shade.
The first base side.
As soon as we got out of the sun in the booth, it cooled down.
I was about to say that. You can feel it dropping.
And then the other half is in the sun down the third base line in the left field. And you're starting to see more people leave the first base side to go where the sun is on the third base side.
The dividing line is almost right behind home plate.
Runner goes. The 1-1 pitch is popped up in the shallow center field. Ingles started back. Now he's coming in, and he's going to make the catch, and that will retire the side. So once again, the Rays going to hit. That's it. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Still 4-1 Rays on the Rays Baseball Network.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's going to be an amazing conversation.
We're not just about hair. We're also about convenience.
Sport Clips app. Check in, track your arrival time, get heads-up alerts. Why is that important?
Because guys don't like to wait.
Convenience.
Sport Clips!
Watch the blockbuster deals that'll change everything for the new season. MLB Network's off-season coverage with an all-star lineup. The 2022 season starts on MLB Network.
Let's do this!
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been. White Sox are hanging around. It's a 4-1 Rays lead. And you can be one of the first to experience the brand new left field ledge at Tropicana Field. The new seating area includes complimentary snacks and drinks and is available through season tickets and groups. Visit raysbaseball.com/leftfieldledge for more information on this brand new seating section. Rays up.
Top of the order for Chicago. Leori Garcia will lead it off. He has struck out and singled. So it's third time through for this White Sox order against Blake Snell, who, again, is still in a pretty good spot pitch count-wise. And the first pitch here is a little bit low and inside for ball 1.
This is one of those games that you really could have put the White Sox away early And Blake is still struggling a bit with the strike zone. I mean, we can't complain, right? 1 run over 5 innings. But they haven't put him away yet.
Next pitch missed. It's 2 balls, no strikes. 80 pitches for Blake, so start to play along with manager Kevin Cash. All right. He's under 95. Does he get to come out for the 7th? If he's over 95, he might be done, depending on how this inning goes. Working a little harder for outs here. Last couple of innings. The pitch. Swinging a grounder toward third. That's fair. And down the left field line it goes. Into the corner. Tracking it down, Tommy Pham. On his way to second is Garcia. Takes the turn at second base. Started to come toward third and then stops. And he's satisfied with a leadoff double to start this 6th inning. No, it's like you said the White Sox are hanging around. The Rays are letting the White Sox hang around. That's the problem. It's like that guy that's been talking to you for a while, and you're trying to get him to move along, and it's like gum on your shoe, and he's not taking any of the subtle hints that you want to break up this conversation, but you're not doing it. I mean, the White Sox have stayed in this game because the Rays just have not been able to get a big hit to put them over the top. And the first pitch breaking ball here to Tim Anderson is taken for ball 1.
This right now is a bit like that, at least like that Friday game in San Francisco. The Rays got out to the big league early and allowed the Giants to hang around, and you had to have your A bullpen. Well, the Rays may not have that A bullpen available today.
Anderson a couple of strikeouts, and he's been as hot as anybody on this White Sox team. Snell checks on Garcia at second. And now the lefty ready with a 1-0. Way high. 2 balls, no strikes. And he's got to be getting a little nervous as to how things are going here. And now Kyle Snyder coming out to maybe allow Blake to just kind of catch his breath.
Well, we'll take a peek at what's happening across town in the Cubs home opener, and it is all Cubs. 10-0. Day-long celebration for the Chicago Cubs as they return to Wrigley Field. 10-0. They lead the Pirates, knocking out Jamison Taillon. Out-of-town scoreboard presented by Visit Tampa Bay. Plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com.
So Snyder's conversation is over as Hunter Wendelstedt went out to go break it up. But 2-0 the count to Tim Anderson. With Lori Garcia leading at second, the Rays don't have anybody warming yet in that bullpen, and there's not even anybody stirring yet. As the Rays have confidence that Blake can make a couple of pitches here. He's ready with a 2-0, and now will make an inside move, no throw. Jose Abreu waiting in the on-deck area. White Sox have a handful of hits. Snell again from the set. Now the pitch home. And it's low. 3 balls, no strikes.
And the big fella on deck.
Well, this was the difference in Blake Snell of 2018 and Blake Snell of 2017. Situations like this, Blake could make a pitch or 2 and get out of it. The 3-0 pitch here is a strike, 3-1. And he's been doing, again, after really kind of barreling through the first 6 batters of this game, he's been doing a lot more 3-0, 3-1, and then getting back to where he can get the guy out. But that's usually not the way you want to go about doing it. What you've also allowed the White Sox hitters to do, though, too, is to see everything you have to offer. Now, it's A stuff. It's tremendous. But they've seen a lot of it. The 3-1, swinging a grounder off the glove of Snell. He can't handle it. Trickles over to Brandon Lau. He has to pick it up and put it in his pocket. Blake could not field his position right there. And now the White Sox have runners at the corners with nobody out, and the tying run come to the plate.
And one of the best home run hitters in franchise history coming up. Jose Abreu has only been here since, 2014? Already 10th in White Sox history in home runs. This is a true slugger. And he is the tying run. We're only in the 6th inning. This game is turned around. I know. Much rather be on top 4-1. But the White Sox are on the move.
That they are, and Here is Abreu. He has popped to second and fly to right. So he's put the ball in play twice against Blake Snell. Right now you're in limited damage mode if you're Snell. Trying to get the ball on the ground, get two, and give up one. The pitch. Swinging a foul. That'll play to the right side for strike one. So I think that's where I'd be. See if you can get him to hit the ball on the ground and get a double play and maybe just give up one. 4-1 Rays with White Sox runners at the corners and nobody out. We're in the 6th inning. 88th pitch of the afternoon for Blake coming up. And it's at the top of the zone, called a strike at 94. Abreu didn't believe it. It was called a strike in the countdown, 0-2. Last year, what was it? Blake Snell allowed one hit, I think, with a man at third base.
It's hard to believe. I mean, that doesn't calculate.
It says last year, since 18, opponent's batting average with runners in scoring position under 100. That's just incredible. Now the lefty ready to go. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way high, almost threw it over the head of Zunino. I think somebody had brought that up to me last year, and I think I went and looked it up, and he had allowed only one hit when there was somebody standing at third. Now that was man at third, man at second and third, man at first and third, bases loaded, whatever the case. It's incredible. I mean, that's almost Andy's favorite word. That's almost unbelievable.
It is.
Big pitch coming up here with 1-2. Runners take their leads at the corners. Now the pitch on his way. Runner at first goes. A swing, and he popped him up. Not all that deep and right. Long way to go for Garcia. Wind is pushing it away from him to the sidewall. He runs into some of the security folk there and was not able to make the play. The security folk were a little late in leaving the area, and it ends up being a no play. I don't think he's going to get to it, but there's no doubt he knew those guys were there.
Kevin Cash is coming out to talk to first base umpire Jordan Baker.
He just wants to find out what are the parameters of those guys being down the line, if there should be any kind of interference. White Sox, since a couple of issues when they lowered the rail over there, have added security the last 15, 16 years now.
Ryan Stanek starts to warm up on the Rays bullpen.
See the MPH dipping down a little bit on Blake, too. Now another 1-2. Swing and a shot foul. He tried again. Elevate the fastball by him at 96, but great job there by Abreu to just kind of spoil it off. Rays infield back again with Garcia standing at third, Tim Anderson at first. They'd be more than happy to get two and give up one, leading at 4-1, but Blake's got to make a pitch, and Abreu's starting to measure him. The pitch, swing and a foul at the plate, and again Anderson was going.
I'll tell you what, that's a breaking ball that's been lethal against the righties today, and Abreu, one of the first ones really to get a piece of that pitch to live to see another.
It's outside of Rondon hitting a home run on it. Well, right now, if you're Blake, I mean, he had made a field day of being able to get pitches by guys, and now Abreu has spoiled off a fastball, spoiled off a curveball. And Blake's got to be wondering, what has he got to get him out? Now throw to first, and Anderson able to get back. Bluffing at third was Garcia, but he's not going anywhere. This game's hanging in the balance right here, folks. Just one swing of the bat, we got a whole new ball game. Outfield deep and straight up for Abreu, has power to all fields. Now again, the 1-2 runner at first goes. Swing and a miss, and a ball down in the dirt. He got Abreu on a curveball there. And that's a big strikeout by Blake Snell. Stolen base for Anderson, his second, gets him to second base.
Anderson's thinking, too, that with the curveball that he thinks Snell is going to throw. He's going to get second base easy. That's exactly what happened. Struck him out, but it's second and third.
Well, this is going to be Snell's last inning either way. He's up to 93 pitches unofficially. Now, he's gotten Castillo today to strike out and line to second. But with a couple of runners in scoring position, he's looking for another strikeout here or maybe a little weak pop-out. First pitch to Castillo. Swing and a miss, strike one. So 0-1 the count to Wellington Castillo. And the Rays infield back. They'll give up one. And you need to knock anything down that might be heading the outfield. And even with that, with Anderson's speed, you got to be aware of him still trying to score if you knock it down while you leave your feet. The 0-1. Swinging a foul, hanging breaking ball. And he got away with one there, and the count 0-2.
Well, he's got to trust him, and I sense that he certainly does. Try to get Castillo probably with the same pitch that he just got Abreu on. Got so many swings and misses on the curveball down. He'd love to get the strikeout here.
So 0-2. If you're Zunino, you're trying to figure out what pitch does he have to get a guy out now. Neat swing and miss. Let's see what he does here on 0-2. In the dirt, he didn't chase. And the other thing you got to do if you're Zunino is you got to make sure that you keep it out by the home plate area. If he does throw it in the ground, and Zunino's done a real good job of doing that all day. Because there have been some 55-footers from Blake on that curveball. And trying to block a curveball that bounces out in front of home plate is not an easy thing to do. So yet another long look in at the signs. As Anderson leads at second, Garcia at third. The 1-2 again to Wellington Castillo. Swing and a miss. He struck him out and gets number 2 here in the 6th.
So just when he got Castillo thinking about breaking ball in the dirt, which he took beautifully, he tried to climb up to get the elevated fastball, and no chance. Blake got that one by him in the mid-90s. Well, that's a big second out, but it's really only big if you can get Moncada here, too.
Moncada today has struck out, and he has grounded to short.
He's their RBI leader, 11 runs batted in already for Moncada.
And like we said, the thing is that makes you nervous. Third time through in the amount of pitches these guys have seen on Blake already. And yet Blake has been able to make some big pitches. To strike out Abreu, to strike out Castillo. Does he have something left to get Moncada and keep the Rays on top here? The lefty ready to go on the pitch. Breaky ball, a good one for strike one.
Remember we saw earlier, forget him which hitter, but when I think it was to Anderson, when he got that curveball strike called on the first pitch of the sequence. Against a young hitter like Moncada, that sets you up for success. He's still going to make big pitches, though.
0-1 the count. 4-1 Rays. Tying right at the plate for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. Snell from the high set. Runners lead the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Blew the fastball by him there at 94. Again, it's a couple of ticks off from where he was at the beginning of the game, 96-97, but getting it over the swing plane of Yohan Moncada there, who does have a lot of strikeout in his game. And on what is going to be the 100th pitch of the afternoon for Snell, he's working ahead 0-2. The lefty ready to pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Blake Snell gets the job done once again. White Sox had second and third, nobody out. Tying right at the plate. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. And the Rays go on to the 7th, still leading it 4-1 on the Rays Baseball Network.
Hey, Rays fans, spring's finally here, and there's so many things to enjoy with the warmer weather, but it also means bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Hughes Exterminators.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Bottom of the 9th, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
We study the benefits of our tea tree infused, perfectly steamed hot towel with intense focus.
Okay, what are we feeling now?
Smart clips.
Join Matt and Harold on Hot Stove for the latest trades, free agent signings, and off-season buzz that impacts next season. Hot Stove, weekday mornings, 9 Eastern.
Stud. Carries himself well. I like his confidence.
You could save hundreds. Goat cheese.
Breaking down all things Rays daily at high noon, the Pat and Aaron Show on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Well, we said last year Blake Snell gave up only one hit with a man at third base, and he didn't give up a hit there with a man at third base and nobody out. And preserves what is a 4-1 Rays lead, and now it's up to the Rays to start scoring some runs or more runs. They lead it 4-1, and to take it through the play-by-play here in the 7th and 8th. As I catch my breath, here's Andy.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much. Catch that breath. Ji-Man Choi's going to start it. Sacrifice fly his first time up. Couple of grounders to second since, and he's facing Fulmer, right-hand batter, for the first time, and this one drops into the knees for a strike on one. The shadow line has now swallowed up the right field corner, first base side and foul ground, and is just about reached home plate. The shadows from the light stanchions are on the back of the umpire and the catcher. 0-1, and this pitch goes down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Everything else still in sunshine for now. The Rays have a right-hander warming up in their bullpen. It looks to be just brought up. Hunter Wood, right-hander, starting to warm. Kevin Cash would love to not have to use Castillo and Alvarado today. And it's up to the offense to add on. They've led the whole way. A strike 2 called at around the belt level. It's 1-2. The Rays got 2 in the first, but left the bases loaded. 2 in the second and left 2 men on. They've left men on every inning. I mean, they've had so many chances to increase their lead, but boy, Blake Snell had to walk the tight wire there in the 6th. And now the 7th, Rays lead at 4-1. And a pitch coming into Choi is a strike at the knees. That's strike 3. And Fulmer has, I think, in many ways been even more effective than Rondon today. The Rays are striking out a lot. It's 11 strikeouts by White Sox pitching. And with 1 down, to the plate comes Mike Zunino. Rays catcher has walked twice and fly to center. Fulmer out of the stretch and deals. Popped him up. Should be the second out. First baseman Abreu is moving to his right and now into the right of the mound. Now back to his left with the wind holding it, and he makes the catch. 2 men retired.
Show off your Rays pride with the Suncoast Credit Union Tampa Bay Rays credit card. Enjoy exclusive perks at Tropicana Field like discounted parking, food, and beverage. For complete details, visit raysbaseball.com/SuncoastCard. Membership is required. Suncoast Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by NCUA.
2 out, nobody on. 5 in a row, or pardon me, not 5 in a row, set down by Carson Fulmer. Here is Brandon Lau.
6 of 7.
Thank you. And Lau takes first pitch at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Yes, 6 of 7 since he came on.
Well, the Rays outs are getting easier to get. The White Sox outs are getting harder.
This game has turned a bit, and yet the Rays are still up by 3 runs. I mean, you'd much rather be in that situation than down 3, but it feels rather tenuous. 0-1 to Lau. Infield shifts to the right side. Swings and lines it into the shift. Snagging it to his left is Anderson on 1 hop, and he throws to first to retire him. That's a beautiful play by Tim Anderson. He made a couple of steps out into right center field to flag it on 1 quick hop, and then his throw was perfect. The second baseman Rondon hitting the dirt to get below the throw. Rather acrobatic looking. 7th inning stretch time on Chicago's.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena. Okay.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Sometimes you might not feel ready for the moment. With Roman at your side,
We got this.
you can take care of erectile dysfunction discreetly. So that you're ready. Roman ready.
Our playbook has countless guys' hairstyles because we know no two guys are ever alike. Good fading.
Starting out, Republic Bank has the lending solutions you need to build a successful future with a wide variety of loan options.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Geico presents two truths and a lie. 1. Geico could help you save 15% or more on car insurance. 2. The first cheesemakers were entrepreneurial mountain goats. And 3. It's easy to switch at geico.com. You could save hundreds. Goat cheese.
Hey, this is Daniel Robertson. Rays Baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
Well, Hunter Wood is on to pitch. Just got called up by the Rays earlier today. And he comes on here, and he's going to get some big outs as the Rays are holding on to a 3-1 or 4-1 lead. Blake Snell 6 innings today and was very, very good, but just ran out of pitches.
And Wood's first pitch of the regular season to Eloy Jimenez is fouled back 0-1. I mean, to be greedy, would have loved one more inning out of Blake Snell today, but once I don't even want to say struggle, but once he had to get out of jams there, it wasn't going to happen. There's a swing and a foul back. It's 0-2. There's a question, Dave, we got on Twitter from Keith Barnett asking if Snell had kept the White Sox off the board or gets through 7 with a large lead. What kind of pitch count did we think Cash would let him get to and still go out to try for the complete game? Here's a swing and a foul back. I'm of the opinion you can forget about complete games. I don't think they're valued at all anymore, nor are they expected.
And especially, too, I mean, we need Blake Snell to not only get us wins now, but we need Blake Snell to get us wins in September and October. And this was a guy who spent time in the DL last year. We're slow playing it with him. 100 pitches was going to be the limit.
Yep. Or so. Here's one low. And they always say, and it depends on how he gets there. Well, you know, if he had gone 100 pitches and skated through like he did the first couple of innings, you might have gotten 7 innings out of him. But well, he really got out of some pressure there, especially in the 6th.
His last 3 innings, the outs were getting harder to get.
They were. 1-2 pitch, very high from Wood. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hunter Wood, right-hander, somewhat slight of build, long black hair, which goes flying around as he delivers his pitches. Infield is shifted to the left side. There gets the rookie, Jimenez, who takes just outside with a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Tell you what, it's woken up the crowd. It's not a big crowd today, but one of the things I always like about this ballpark is that it creates noise. It's something about the ambient sound in this building is always noisy. Swing, line drive, left center field, into the gap, base hit. Caught off by Heredia, and Eloy Jimenez reached up and tomahawked the pitch out towards left center field, and the leadoff man aboard for Chicago.
Well, he couldn't go up and get 95 or 96, but Hunter Wood just threw something, I'm not sure what that pitch was, at 90, and he was able to get to that. And now it looks like Jalen Beeks is playing catch in the right center field pen, and the Rays really are trying to maybe get through this without having to use Alvarado and Diego Castillo, and that is going to be some heavy lifting for guys that don't usually have to do it.
Jose Rondon was the only man that Snell could not get out today. Right-in batter takes low 1-0. He had an infield single and then a home run. It went 385 into the left field stance against the Chicago wind. Hit it right through it. Kind of like Tito Landrum's home run here 36 years ago.
That was across the street.
Sorry, Len. That's true. It's across the street. 1 ball and no strikes to Rondon. Loud near the bag at second, just to the right of it. Rays would love to turn two as Wood to the stretch. Here he comes. Swing and a miss. And a fastball 92, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think that was on about pitch number 150 from Britt Burns.
It was. Might have been the best game of Britt Burns' career, and he got the loss because his team could not score for him. And the White Sox forgot how to run the bases out there. 1 ball and 1 strike. I've never had the nerve to ask Jim Leyland about it. 1-1. Here's Wood stepping to the plate. Swung on a missed strike, 2, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was a short window for those 83 White Sox. It closed quickly. And they won 99 games that year and really had no follow-up acts.
Nope, added Tom Seaver in 84 and took a couple of steps back, and by 86 we're looking for a new manager and got a new GM.
Now the 1-2, reach for and fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And then 87, 88 were rebuilding years under our buddy Jim Fregosi, and then brought in Jeff Torborg. Torborg started the turnaround in 89, 90. They moved across the street in 91 and started to get better. 93, 94. They had a window. Made it to the postseason in 93. Some people thought they were better in 94, and then strike came.
Yeah,
so
that was no good. 1-2 the count to Rondon. Jimenez leading. Rondon swings and misses, strike 3. He chased up that time, and that was some sort of off-speed pitch by Hunter Wood. I'm not sure if it's where he wanted it to go. It was elevated, but he got it by Rondon for the first out of the 7th.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been cutting it. Might have been kind of the same pitch he threw to Jimenez, but Jimenez was able to go get it. It's starting to get a little tougher to see the baseball. Maybe about another 10 minutes or so. Right now the ball goes from sunshine into shade, like right at the edge of the batter circle. So really hitters have already kind of decided by then whether or not they're going to swing or not. But another 10 minutes or so, it could be really, really tough.
James McCann, right-hand batting catcher, looks at a strike from Wood, 0-1. McCann has fly to right and single to center, 1 for 2. But the interesting part about that is he was 3-0 against Snell in the third. Got it 3-2 and made the out. He was behind 1-2 when he got the hit against him last time through. There's a fastball up around his helmet. Bailed out of there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, it'll be mid to late afternoon here in Chicago. Dave talking about the shadows. Well, right now with the Rays having a 4-1 lead, they'd be okay with it getting a little harder to hit. 1 ball and 1 strike to McCann. Wood to the stretch and deals inside. You know you're getting old, and you've seen a lot of baseball when you look at a visiting player and his number, and they remind you of a player from the past. I don't know why, but I keep thinking Aaron Rowan is what McCann looked like in that uniform. We're number 33, similar bills, a right-hand batter. But that was many years ago. 2-1 the count. Jimenez leading with Choi holding him. Wood would love the ground ball and a pitch up and outside. It's 3-1. And they get the tying run on deck and Adam Engel. You also have something to keep in mind. They've got some pop on the bench today. Yonder Alonso, an excellent veteran hitter. You got Daniel Palka, who does not have a hit yet this year. He's 0 for 21, but all kind of power. And Yolmer Sanchez also on the bench. Engel might not hit here. We'll see. The 3-1 to McCann. Slice foul right side out of play, and it's full 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, we can't see in the White Sox dugout. We're kind of behind their dugout. So we can't see if anyone is swinging a bat somewhere. But Engel is waiting. But McCann is at the plate. Tying run on deck, 4-run Rays in the bottom of the 7th. Hunter Wood staring into the fingers of Mike Zunino, and now time called. He steps off the rubber. Jalen Beeks continues to warm up in the bullpen. Maybe with Beeks warming, that keeps the White Sox from pinch hitting. We'll see. 3-2 now. Wood lowers, holds above the belt. Jimenez leads, and time called right as Wood started into his motion.
And Eloy Jimenez was beginning to break for second base. So if you're the Rays right here, you Got to be ready for him to be running.
Yeah. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wood dangles the right arm, no against the sign he likes. The stretch, holding it higher at the letters. And he pitches. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Hunter Wood looked like he cut that one the way he did against Jose Rondon and gets the strikeout. 2 men away, and now Engel will bat for himself. Well, that's a big K. 2 down, and leaves it for Adam Engel. Rays 4 runs, 9 hits. White Sox 1 run on 7, but they have been pushing hard the last few innings to get men on base. Here's Engel, bounced into a 5-4-3 double play and struck out. He's ended 2 different innings. He shows bunt and takes 2 high. And Hunter Wood looked like he slipped off the mound there. Did you see that follow through? I don't know if he was running into field a potential bunt, but it's like he lost his balance, stumbling towards the plate. But he appears to be just fine. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to Engel. Wood throws at the knees on the inside. It's strike 1 called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lurie Garcia is on deck. He is a switch hitter. Beeks continues to warm in the Rays bullpen. Jimenez with a leadoff single. He's still there with 2 down. 1-1. And Wood to the plate. He bunts it. First base high, but he bunted it hard. Choice got it. Goes to the bag. Side retired. Well, that worked out just nicely. The bunt goes 3 unassisted, and after a leadoff single and 2 strikeouts, Hunter Wood ends up completing it.
Watch. Serena Williams. Wonder Woman. Serena. Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Blue Emu Super Strength Original Formula is now available in 3 convenient sizes. Whether you need relief at home, in your gym bag, or on the go. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink. An official partner of MLB and NASCAR.
We study the benefits of our tea tree infused perfectly steamed hot towel with intense focus.
Okay, what are we feeling now?
Smart Clips.
Stud. Carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Hit well. Zolak going back to the track. Gone! Wow! Happy birthday, Trouty! Unreal. Unbelievable. That's his 5th home run on his birthday.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis 12 fluid ounces, less than 1 gram protein and 0 grams fat.
Mr. Softy has been bringing the very best ice cream to kids and families since 1956, and now Rays fans can enjoy it too. Visit one of the 6 Mr. Softy stands located throughout Tropicana Field for treats for the whole family. Mr. Softy, not just the best, but the very best.
Talking Rays every morning starting at 6 a.m. Ronnie and T-Kraz on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Forgot to tell you that the 7th inning stretch is, as always, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse Aussie Rules as we go to the 8th inning. Rays with a 4-1 lead, and we're still waiting for him to add on to it.
Tell you what, Carson Fulmer has been pretty good. 21 pitches, 16 strikes. He's only allowed 1 runner on. And now we'll face Willy Adames, and the first pitch is low. And I'll tell you what, when Carlos Rondon, on a day where the White Sox bullpen is spent, he got everything he could out of Rondon, who gave them some valuable outs. Well, the guy his pitch count was in the high 70s in the 3rd inning. Adames grounds one wide, a third base hit, left field. Willy Adames with his 3rd hit of the day. And the Rays get the leadoff man aboard in the 8th. Right now, the fact that these teams have used the same amount of pitchers through 7 is somewhat surprising. Snell had the big lead early. This is an uncomfortable 4-1 lead because the White Sox continue to threaten, but see if the Rays can get some insurance.
I mean, it would be a heck of a lot more comfortable if we knew for sure that, Jose Alvarado and Diego Castillo were available because, all right, now you got 6 outs left and you'd probably just hand the ball to them. But we're getting every indication that they're not.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it a little more uncomfortable.
Very much so. Well, I mean, it can't be just those two guys. Here's Yandy Diaz. Right in better, takes low and in, 1-0. You can't just have two guys that have to pitch every game when you're winning. And look, the Rays have been winning a lot, so that's a great thing. But you have to have some other people stand in when the other ones aren't available to get the last outs. Outs 21-24 and 24-27 are high-pressure outs. Now 1-0, Diaz takes two low. 2 balls, no strikes. And the White Sox don't have anyone warming in their pen. Fulmer's the guy they just called up. They're letting him get stretched out a little bit, which makes sense, too. He's been a starter in the past. 2-0. Yandy with a single to open the game and scored. Struck out twice and grounded to short since. Adames on his first 3-hit day is leading away at first base. Fulmer pitches. Diaz takes strike. Here's where the shadow line is. The first base bag where Abreu is in shadow, but Adames taking his lead is in full sunshine when he takes the lead. Home plate in shadow. Right field corner shadowed. Everything else still in rather brilliant sunshine. Wind looks like it's blowing in from center field. 2 balls and 1 strike as Fulmer delivers. Swinging a ground ball, base hit left field. Boy, Diaz hit that one hard. That had that round sound to it. And up to second goes Adames. It's 2-1 and nobody out.
No, that's what the Rays were doing in the first couple innings of this game. Getting a couple of guys on, and they were able to get a couple of guys in, but that was it. But you got your big boys coming up here, and let's hope that Tommy Pham and Daniel Robertson, one of these two guys, can get a little something going for this Rays offense, which, again, scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, but has gone relatively quiet since. Give your little slugger a birthday party they will never forget. Parties at Tropicana Field include game tickets, a private party room, birthday T-shirt and pin, and much more. Email group sales at raysbaseball.com to learn more. Your birthday's coming up in a little more than a month now.
We're getting there.
Still have more than a month of shopping days left for Andy Freed.
That's right. But it's getting closer every day. Well, the Rays have it set up. Adames and Diaz aboard. Here's Tommy Pham. Struck out looking his last time, but had walked twice, scored twice, singled and stole a base. He's actually stolen twice today. He takes in the dirt outside, 1-0. He has stolen third base and second. All right, so we'll see with the 9th place hitter and the number 1 hitter setting things up, if the guys that are supposed to drive in the runs can do just that. Nate Jones is back throwing in the White Sox bullpen. Ray's pen is quiet. 2 on and none out. Here it comes to Pham. Hit high and foul and back into the upper deck. And then caroming around and all the way to the lower deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to Pham. Well, Tommy, who at this point has only 3 runs batted in, but he has scored 6 runs because a couple of them today. Fulmer on top and ready with a 1-1 delivery. It's a radiant batting. Pham, here it is. Broken bat roller to third. Going to the, no, Moncada stepped towards third, then throws to first for the out. He got confused on what he wanted to do. He didn't go to third. He could have gone to second. And then he ended up just going to first, so the Rays get runners at second and third.
Yeah, the barrel of the bat heading toward his head. So he was worried about that. And just really, I don't know what the thought process was other than the fact that he just wanted to avoid maybe getting hit. But he was watching the ball. The bat was starting to come, and then the bat got in his way, and I think it might have distracted him.
Seemed like it.
He stopped running toward third base. In a situation like that, you got to get the lead runner. Don't worry about anything else. Just keep going to third and get the lead runner.
You bet.
And you keep a double play in order to get you out of the inning. So it's one of those things that we always talked about with Evan Longoria. It seemed like he had it mentally played out in his mind what he was going to do, and Moncada, you could tell, did not.
Nope. White Sox defense. We'll see if the Rays can make it cost them. Second and third infield in for Daniel Robertson, who checks a swing. And the ball inside 1-0.
We were talking to some of the White Sox people before the game about Moncada, who had his struggles at times at second base, and they said the reason why he's been better at third is because it's a reactionary position. Well, there he had all kinds of things to have to worry about, and maybe just had kind of a little glitch, and that's what cost him.
Time called. Fulmer off the mound. Daniel Robertson is 2 hits, single to right, a squeeze that went as a base hit because he laid it down so perfectly, knocked in a run, stole a base, struck out and grounded to short. So 2 for 4 today. An 11-hit day for the Rays, but the lead is 4-1 over the White Sox. Robertson awaiting on an 0-1 from the right-hander. The pitch inside 2-0. Obviously, Garcia on deck. So 1-1. Well, Robertson is not what you'd call, your classic number 3 hitter, but when you're in that spot, you're in an RBI situation. He's got a couple of guys to pick up, and I guess one of those pitches was called a strike, so it's 1-1. I thought it was 2-0. He takes inside now. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. I thought he'd miss with both of those pitches, but scoreboard has 2-1. TV has 2-1. Just waiting to see if Hunter Wendelstead lets us know what it is. Thought it might be 3-0, but apparently it's 2 balls and 1 strike. He hasn't made a signal, so it must be right. 2 balls, 1 strike. Moncada and Anderson on the left side, Rondon and Abreu on the right side, all several steps in. Right-hander pitches to Robertson. Oh, a strike 2 call that Robertson didn't like. A breaking ball at the top of the zone, and it's even at 2-2. 4-line pitch that went Fulmer's way.
I wouldn't call that a great pitch, but according to the box, it looked like it clipped it.
It was a strike.
Robot would have called it a strike.
Yeah. Adames at third base, Diaz at second. And the pitch to Robertson is inside. He tried that same pitch but missed that way, and it's 3-2.
Really, really working Daniel inside. The entire at-bat has been pitches right on his hands, and it's gone to full.
And we know that there's not much margin for error in there. Count has run full 3-2. Runners taking their leads in scoring position. Fulmer down the hill on a payoff to Robertson. Swinging a ground ball past third and foul. Chopping it right by Adames and down the left field line. It remains 3-2. So if you're trying to hit, now the shadow line, if you stare at it, you can see it moving. It's ever so slowly but steadily working its way towards the mound, but it is almost exactly halfway between the mound and home plate. In fact, the pitcher with the sun at his back has a long shadow that the bill of his cap almost reaches the outside of the pitcher's mound. It's that time of day. 3-2 to Robertson. Here it comes, and it hit him. So he'll go to first. I think it hit him. Either that or it was ball 4.
Yeah, I think it was just ball 4. I didn't see the signal that it hit him.
No, I think it was just ball 4, like you said. So they're 3 on and 1 out, and Avisail Garcia has been in clutch situations all day coming up. Well, he really wanted to work Robertson inside there, didn't he? As you were saying. All right, here's Avisail Garcia, who in his return to the White Sox has struck out with the bases loaded. He has also singled in a run, his first RBI of the year. Struck out with a man in scoring position in the 4th. Reached on an infield single in the 6th. Adames at third base. Diaz at second. Robertson at first. Middle infield goes back with 1 out, 4-1 Rays in the 8th inning. And here's Garcia in his old haunts in Chicago. And the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Just helped him out. Can't help him out here. He was jumpy in that at bat earlier in the game with the bases loaded when he had a chance in the first. He had another chance to get a run in the second. Got it done. I think he's just going to be up there thinking base hit. Let's just get a nice solid base hit, score a couple of runs, and give your team some breathing room.
0-1 the count to the former White Sox outfielder. He takes, almost hit him up and in. He leaned back, and it's 1-1. You know, Dave, I feel right now like you did earlier. I mean, this is an uncomfortable 4-1 lead. If the Rays get 1 or 2 runs here, I feel like they're going to win this game. If they don't get anything here, I still think it could go either way.
You still got a lot of gum on your shoe. And that's hard to get the gum off your shoe.
It is. Boy, have we learned that. 1 ball and 1 strike. We had time called. Nate Jones now just standing and watching from the bullpen of the White Sox. Rays bullpen quiet, so it's going to be Hunter Wood, I would think, to begin. The bottom of the inning, through a scoreless 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners lead at every base for the Rays. Now the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball, low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Rays have accepted their walks today. They got the Rays walking 6 times. And the count is 2-1 to Avisail Garcia. Single by Adames, single by Diaz. A bizarre play by the third baseman Moncada, allowing them both to stay aboard, and then a walk to Robertson. As I'm loaded for the Rays cleanup hitter. The pitch, swing and a miss, and he helped him again. He chased breaking ball down and away, and it's 2-2.
I'm not sure of the 4 pitches he's thrown him that he's even thrown a strike. That definitely wasn't a strike. Might have looked like one for a millisecond out of the hand, but that's not one that Avisail is going to be able to do a whole lot with.
No. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Who knows what's going through his mind in this ballpark once again. Facing his former team and his former teammates. The 2-2 pitch struck him out swinging. That was a strike. With 2 men retired now, the bases remain loaded. And Guillermo Heredia is going to be called back. And Austin Meadows is going to come up. I thought they might pinch hit Kiermaier here. Keep him in the game in center field, but they're going to pinch hit Meadows. Well, that's kind of interesting because if you're taking Heredia out, you would want Kiermaier to go into center. And Kiermaier's, even as Kevin Cash said to you earlier today, Dave, he's doing a lot of good things at the plate, but they're going to bring Meadows in. So either it's just going to be a straight pinch hit spot and then Meadows to center, but I would think with a lead late, you'd want Kiermaier in center field.
I would think so too.
So Kevin's using an extra guy, on what is just a 3-man bench today anyway. He really wants Meadows up and offensively in this spot. See if he can make his manager to look good. With the bases loaded and the first pitch in the dirt, sweeping to his right to block it, James McCann. And the count is 1-0. Meadows, who has had some extra base hits already this year, has driven in 5 runs, 2 homers and a double. 1 ball, no strikes. Defense straight up for the White Sox. Meadows takes high and outside, 2-0. Now Meadows in the driver's seat. Two balls and no strikes. It's Adames at third base, Diaz at second, and Robertson at first. So many chances for the Rays today. They've left 10 men on. And after the big strike out of Garcia, time's going to be called here by McCann. So I'm going to count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 of those 10 have been in scoring position. We pause now for station identification on the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network.
WTAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
Along with Dave Wills, I'm Andy Freed. Nick Hefner is our engineer here in Chicago's South Side. Tom Ponzo is back in the network studios. Neil Solon's back in our studios as well. Getting ready to speak with you during the break. In the meantime, though, the Rays still have bases loaded with 2 out, leading at 4-1. But look at it. Buy some insurance. Meadows waiting on a 2-0 pitch. He takes low, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. The first Rays run came on a bases-loaded walk to Guillermo Heredia back in the first inning. And now the Rays are hoping to get another one that way or any other way. But Meadows, if the walk is there, he should accept it. 3 balls and no strikes. And the White Sox reliever comes home. On the outside corner, strike 1 called at 93. It's 3-1.
I think I take another pitch. I think I got to make Fulmer throw 2 more strikes here. Easy to say when you're sitting in one of these nice. These chairs are comfy. I don't know what. No.
Mine isn't that comfortable, to be honest.
Oh, then stay away from me in the hallway.
That's right. You always get the good chairs here. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count to Meadows. And now Fulmer works on the middle of the rubber, is on top and ready to go. Pickoff play at second, and safe back to the bag, Diaz.
I think they might have got him.
You think so? The White Sox think so. Rick Renteria is holding up a finger. They want to look at it, and Diaz might be hurt at second base. We have not yet seen a replay. It was certainly close. Second base umpire Vic Carapazza emphatically said safe. Well, Diaz is face down at second base. Did the throw get him? Did the tag get him?
I think he just went so hard back into the bag that he might have jammed a wrist or a shoulder.
It could be.
He is now standing up. We're seeing the replay here. And White Sox are going to challenge it.
They are.
And I think they might have got him. And if they did, that's a real bad move by the Rays.
Woof.
And the way that Garcia's reacting, or I should say the way that Diaz is reacting, I think he might have thought he got tagged.
Well, I mean, from what we see, I haven't seen a view that would be significant enough to overturn it.
Well, we're getting our feed. Right. The White Sox have a couple other angles that they are able to get.
Now they're showing one on the big video board. Really, there's nothing that, I mean, it's like the camera's almost moving.
I mean, you're playing with house money when you ask for a replay in the 8th inning, and I've talked to Chico about this before, and, you know, maybe you're not 100% sure, but maybe the folks in New York who are going to look at it a bunch of different ways. Maybe you get a guy who thinks they got you, and they can overturn it.
Yeah.
Because if you lose your challenge here.
Here they come, Dave. They've taken off the headsets of the ruling. He's safe. So the Rays dodge that bullet. And the count is 3-1 to Meadows. You know, when the tag was made, I saw Fulmer jump up in the air. I saw Rondon, the second baseman, jump up in the air. But
timing was perfect on the daylight play. It was well executed for the most part, except for the finish.
They ran it. It's a call stance. But it was the right thing for the White Sox to do, to challenge it. All right, with the bases loaded, 4-1 Rays, 3-1 the count to Meadows with 2 out in the 8th. Fulmer has to gather himself back in and ready to go to the high set. To the plate he comes. Outside, ball 4, and the Rays get a run. There's some insurance that the White Sox give to them free of charge. A bases loaded walk to Austin Meadows, and the Rays lead is 5-1.
Second base is loaded walk. The Rays have accepted today, and that's going to be it for Fulmer. So Fulmer is done. He did a decent job until, I don't know if he just ran out of gas here or what, but Rays finally getting to him a bit in the 8th inning and build their lead back up to 4. So Fulmer is out. I'll tell you about the new White Sox pitcher when we come back, as the Rays are trying to continue to add on here on the south side of Chicago, leading it by a score of 5-1 on the Rays Baseball Network.
It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
We study the benefits of our tea tree infused perfectly steamed hot towel with intense focus. Okay, what are we feeling now?
Smart Clips.
Stud. Carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
He started out in Detroit against our boys, throwing 2 home runs back-to-back. It was Anderson, it was Eloy. Tonight, it's Anderson, it's Moncada.
He drives to right, get up, ball, get out of here, and gone. George Springer gets the green light.
via the home run. Made 33 appearances for the White Sox last year, went 2-2 with a 3 ERA. Missed a good portion of the season with a pronator muscle strain in his right arm.
He had missed a lot of time in 17, just pitched 11 games when they had to reposition the ulnar nerve. And then the arm strain Dave is talking about. So he's really been limited, but the velocity coming back at 96 in his last appearance. Ji-Man Choi with the bases loaded with 2 down, and the Rays up 5-1. Sends a pop fly in the air over O'Booth and foul to the left of home plate. It's 0-1.
By the way, the replay was brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. With Spectrum Mobile, you can save up to 40% on your wireless bill. Find a store near you at spectrum.com/stores.
Runners aboard. Diaz at third base, Robertson at second, and Meadows at first. A base hit here really changes the whole field. Rays are now slams distance in front of the White Sox. Choi takes 2 low and 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, Fulmer did a pretty good job in relief today. He really did. 3 innings of relief. Held the Rays down, allowed his White Sox to come back, but Snell and Wood made some big pitches. Now the Rays get Wilmer Font up in the bullpen as he's starting to warm. 1-1, the count here to Choi. Jones steps off the rubber. G-Man today with a line drive to the gap in left center that was caught, but it turned into a sacrifice fly to get the second run home in the first inning. Since 2 groundouts, a second, a looking strikeout. 0 for 3. Diaz, Robertson, and Meadows take their leads. The pitch to Choi, outside corner strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Corners have not been open most of the days, or most of this day for Hunter Wendelstedt, but maybe as it's getting a little cooler, he's got a short sleeve shirt on. He's in the shade. Maybe that corner starts to open up a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
As long as it stays open for both sides, I'm okay.
Especially now. Shadow line is now probably reached about 2/3 of the way from home plate out towards the mound. So it's still the hitter is hitting out of sunshine into shadows. Time called.
White Sox were telling us they could play some long games. They weren't lying.
Man. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They played a lot of them against the Mariners because there were so many runs scored, too, in those games.
A lot of deep counts today.
Yeah, tons of them. 1-2 to Choi. And the pitch low and inside 2-2. And I think the wildness of the White Sox pitchers is probably the number 1 culprit. I lost track. Well,
although, Blake went to 3 balls a lot more than
he did
in his last start.
Yeah, especially that second time through the lineup. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ji-Man Choi. Leading the Rays in hits, coming into the day with 10. Now the 2-2. Hook foul down the right field line and smashed. Man.
There's a trio of people sitting they're the only 3 people in that section, and the ball almost hit him.
It was like the ball had a magnet on it.
Just kept on finding him. And looks like everybody's okay, but it was right toward the threesome who were just there. There's not anybody within 60 feet of him, and it was just kind of bearing down on him.
It's like they didn't know what to do. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Choi. Rays with men all over the bases all inning long. 2-2 the count. Nate Jones, tall right-hander, throws. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Rays have done that a lot today also. They get 1 and leave him loaded and have left 13 men on today. By my count, 9 in scoring position. But they get 1.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
Sometimes you might not feel ready for the moment. With Roman at your side,
We got this.
you can take care of erectile dysfunction discreetly. So that you're ready. Roman ready.
For the perfect massaging shampoo, we train to hit 7 pressure points. 7 pressure points, 2 hands, 1 path to victory.
Remember your training?
Right here, people. Good stuff.
Sport Clips!
Hit, all, 7, pressure, points, right?
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Stinks. Struck him out. Stinks. Trout's okay. Stinks.
3 for 3. 3 bombs. Ryan McMahon. Rockies within a run. It's an easy game, isn't it? One-man wrecking crew tonight.
SpectrumMobile.com. Let's go back to Chicago. Here's Dave and Andy.
All right, Neil. Well, Hunter Wood is still out there. And Kevin Kiermaier is coming to the game to play center field defensively for the Rays.
At first ball swinging, Lurie Garcia fouls one just above the booth to our left. And 0-1.
The Rays open their season series against the Red Sox at home on Friday, April the 19th. On Saturday, April 20th, all fans receive a Ryan Stanek bottle opener, courtesy of Republic Bank while supplies last. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more information. Rays up.
Woods fastball very high. 1-1 strike. I'm a little surprised that the lights are not on because home plate is rather dimly lit right now in the shadows. But nobody must be complaining. There's a swing and a looping fly ball, shallow left center. That's going to drop in front of Pham for a base hit. Lurie Garcia with a flare. Hovering into shallow left, and he's got 3 hits today, 3 for 4. That'll bring up Red Hot Tim Anderson, who is 1 for 3 today. And a stolen base. All right, well, here's Anderson. He was 10 for his last 13 coming in. But after 2 swinging strikeouts against Snell, whose game it is to win right now. White Sox aren't done, but the Rays lead it 5-1. Anderson takes up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Well, the Rays with 13 men left on and 9 in scoring position. This could be a laugher, but it's not quite a laugher. If Ander gets on, you got big Jose Abreu waiting next. 1 ball, no strikes. Wood turns, goes to first, almost a wild throw. But Choi had to reach up into his left to catch it. One ball and no strikes to Anderson. Rays have turned 1 double play today. This is time for another and an uppercut and a miss, and the backswing got Mike Zunino. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Anderson. That long follow through from Tim Anderson at the plate looked like it got Zunino maybe on the left shoulder, but he hasn't budged. Anderson said some sort of apology to him. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Wood deals. Ground ball to short. Adames has it. Flips to second one. Lau with a turn to first. And they got him. Double play. It was slowly hit, so it was slow to develop. Adames underhanded to Lau. Then the turn to first. And that's a big double play. 2 down, nobody on in the 8th. And that comes at a very good time. And now Abreu hits with 2 out and nobody on. Rays turning their 2nd double play of the game today. And that eats up 2 outs on 1 play. When you have 4 to get to win the game. There's Jose Abreu. And Wood's first pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Abreu with a pop to second, a fly to right, and then with a couple of men on, he struck out swinging. And Wood's pitch. Fly ball, shallow left, out goes Adames. In comes Pham. It is Willie Adames in the sunshine in left field to make the catch, retire the side, and Hunter Wood with 2 scoreless innings of relief, and the double play proved to be the pitcher's best friend. Finished with 8.
Bottom of the 9th, and here's the pitch. Line drive. It is out of here!
The only pitch that matters is the next one. When it comes to your health, what you do next matters most. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you through Roman, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Watch. Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
For the perfect massaging shampoo, we train to hit 7 pressure points. 7 pressure points, 2 hands, 1 path to victory.
Remember your training? Right here, people. Good stuff.
Sport Clips!
Hit all 7 pressure points, right?
Stud. Carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Opportunity lender.
Feeling saucy? Yeah. Then it must be Tijuana Tuesdays, where you get 2 ginormous tacos, chips, and a drink, all for only $5.99. Then try our hot sauce bar. Live outrageously. Tijuana Flats, always keeping it fresh.
Hi, this is Jake Freer. Rays Baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
We go to the 9th inning, and the Rays have a 5-1 lead. And boy, they've used the double play rather in timely fashion today. As we go to the 9th, here's Dave Wills.
That they have, Andy, and the first pitch on its way to Mike Zunino leading things off here in the 9th is taken for ball 1. Zunino today has skied a couple. He's also walked a couple of times. 3 infielders are to the left of second base as Jones short arms it and fires it home, and it's fouled at the plate for a strike, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Rays have 11 hits today. The real big hit, you could say, might have eluded the Rays so far, but they have been able to build up the slam lead to this point. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Nobody warming in the Rays pen as of yet. That sometimes changes with 1 out. They're going to go to the pen, we'll see. Still 3 men left of second for Chicago as Jones from the stretch deals home, and the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. And it just can't be any fun to try to hit anything right now with the shade and the shadows creeping in like they are. And, a lot of people were asking, well, why wouldn't the White Sox think about playing maybe at 4 o'clock? Well, this is the primary reason why. You just can't see the baseball that well. This would be during normal home team batting practice at best. First pitch on its way to Brandon Lau, and it's taken for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Brandon, who today has struck out a couple of times, double, and then grounded a short. The pitch, swing and a miss. He can't, as the old adage goes, you can't hit what you can't see. So 1-1 to count. Now the pitch on its way here, and that clipped the bottom of the zone, said Hunter Wintelstead, who spent a lot of time talking to Hunter Wood in between. And I don't know if they were comparing first names or what. How'd you get yours? But didn't seem to be like it was adversarial, just kind of a casual conversation. The 1-2, swing and a line drive toward left. Eloy Jimenez is there, and he's going to make the catch. And that's out number 2. So it appears like it's going to be Hunter Wood to try to get the final outs of the 9th. And we'll go from there. As Willie Adames has had a good day at the plate today, 3 hits. And the first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. So who are we thinking for the post-game interview?
Maybe the man at the plate. Let's see. Yeah, I think Willie Adames. Your TV wants Avi.
Now the pitch, and it's a little bit low. So we're good with Willie?
I am.
All right.
If you are.
I am. I'll let him know. 5-1 Rays. They about hit Chicago today, 11-8. Neither side has committed an error. As Nate Jones leans in to get the sign, and now the big right-hander ready to come home. The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. Tomorrow again on the air at 1:30 with Neil and the pregame. Andy and I take over at 2. 2:10 for the first pitch. Not sure who it's going to be thrown by yet, but we knew that Charlie Morton will go for the Rays. But we still got some work to do here. Now the pitch on its way, and that's outside. Interesting note. Willie Adames, as we said, it seemed like as soon as the Rays decided, all right, it's your job. Adeiny Echeverria had been here for a while and really hadn't been gone yet by August 1st, I don't think, but was on the verge of being moved. But he led American League rookies with a .329 average from August 1st to the end of last season, and I think it was all about the comfort factor for him.
Yeah. Which stands to make this year, when he started to get going a little bit, he's comfortable again. He's hitting.
2-2 pitches high. He thinks it's ball 4.
And they make it 3-2.
And he started to flip the bat away, take the shin guard off, and now Hunter Wendelstedt said, no, come on back. We've got more work to do. And Willie's got a little smile on his face.
And some egg.
You were looking for egg yesterday. They had no breakfast in San Francisco.
I haven't had any breakfast in this trip.
Now the 3-2, and he walked anyway. So could have saved us all kinds of time if he just would have let him walk on the previous pitch. So he reaches for the 4th time today. And we said at the beginning of the game that the bottom of the order for the Rays needed to give the team something in order for this team to win. And the bottom of the order today reached base, I got 7 times.
Yeah.
That's doing something.
Sure is.
So here's Yandy Diaz, who singled and scored the first run of the game, and he takes the pitch in there for strike 1. Right now, from the mound to home plate is all in the shadows. Now, as Jones comes home, I'll bet you the ball is for a split second in sunshine, but then disappears. As he sets, checks on Adames at first, and now time called. Well, they were not lying when they said that they could take a little time. I mean, these guys can work some deep counts. They take their time.
But if you're the Rays, you got to accept these walks. And
absolutely, I agree.
I mean, their pitchers are really wild.
And they've helped them out a few times, too.
A lot, yeah.
The 0-1, way outside. That wasn't even close. And now they count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Rick Renteria's hands have been tied today, too, because, I mean, he hasn't had many guys to go to. He had to let Rondon hang out there for a little while. I think he's very fortunate to get 3 innings of relief out of Fulmer. Trying to wrap it up with Jones.
They're holding out Adames at first. Abreu doing the honors over there as Jones ready with a 1-1. Yandy takes low, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. For the White Sox in the bottom of the 9th, Castillo, Moncada, and Jimenez. They are the scheduled hitters. 4, 5, and 6. And Rick Renteria's lineup. And, well, they say Ricky's boys don't quit. So. Mm-hmm. Now the 2-1 is on its way. And there's a strike called over the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, it was beautiful and actually for a little while, a little warm while we were in the sunshine. Now, with the shade even enveloping the booth here, it's cooled off quite a bit. And I think this is going to be more like it will be tomorrow, and then nobody really knows what it's going to be like Wednesday. The 2-2 runner goes. The pitch is tapped foul, got a piece of Yandy in the batter's box, and so Willie will head back over to first base, and the count remains 2-2. Yandy probably not too long ago thought that he was going to be playing a lot here at this ballpark, given the fact that he was with the Cleveland Indians, and they were within this division. I was talking to Steve Stone, longtime broadcaster. He's been with the White Sox now a little better part of the last decade. The 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a high fly ball to right. It's going to push back Garcia for a moment. Now he has the beat and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. If I have any chance of remembering what I'm about ready to say in the bottom half of the inning, I'll bring it up. But we go to the bottom of the ninth, and it's the Rays.
It is out of here.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you.
Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Ozzy Albies just made the biggest play of the World Series. Stealing America free tacos. Get a free Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell all day November 4th. Steal a base, steal a taco.
At Nippon Express, for where you'll go next, we bring a smarter approach to logistics and deliver a deep expertise in all modes of transport. It's why wherever you go next, we'll always be right next to you.
This guy hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Stud, really good, young, carries himself well. I like his confidence.
He's been, dominant the last couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Best player in the game. I mean, I think if you ask all the guys in the big leagues, you'll get the same answer.
Stinks. Struck him out. Stinks. Trout's okay. Stinks.
I started Truebill because I hate paying for subscriptions I'm not using. Find something you no longer want? Truebill can cancel it for you.
Actually, 5.3 WDAE and AM 620.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. Hunter Wood is on to pitch his third inning of relief. With no one warming in the bullpen, he's in a safe situation. We go to the home ninth. He's trying to protect a 5-1 Rays lead.
Yonder Alonso is batting, and he's pinch hitting for Wellington Castillo, and he takes ball one. Well, he's going after the old-fashioned 3-inning save if he can hold it together here. The 1-0 pitch, and that is a strike, and it's 1-1 strike. One of the, you were enthralled with the Sox Almanac up on the board. On this date back in 1983, I think the White Sox had won their first game, and Jerry Koosman pitched 3 innings to get a save. Here's a drive to right field. Back at it is Garcia, but he's got some room, and he makes the catch for out number one. It had a little bit of the sound, but no carry. Must have been a lot more toward the end of the bat than we had anticipated. So thank you very much. There's one gone.
We had a man there.
We did. So 1 out, and Yohan Moncada. Moncada today is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a grounder to short. Wood ready in the pitch, taken high. So no big plans in the big city tonight?
You know what? I've burned the midnight oil a little bit the last couple of days, and
man's got to know his limitations.
Man's got to know.
Next pitch, and that's a strike.
I have an idea where you're going to end up today.
You have an idea?
Or at least where your night's going to start. But remember, it's a day game.
It is a day game. I'm hoping my night ends in the hotel. Here's a swing and a grounder, foul up the first base side. I'll be back there soon enough. We got the national championship game, though.
That's right.
Probably going to go watch that somewhere for a while.
Definitely.
But it is a day game tomorrow. The 1-2 bounced in, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But it's such a great city. I mean, this city just has everything to it. I feel weird getting dinner at the grocery store, but I might end up just doing it.
The pitch. There's a swing and a grounder to first. Right there is Ji-Man Choi. He scoops it up and goes to the bag in front of Yohan Moncada, and the White Sox now are down to their final out.
Well, you look at this game and you think, well, the Rays really dominated on the mound. I mean, Snell was really strong for a while, and then after that it was like a mixed bag, fighting with the count. But in the end, they give up just 1 run. to this point, so you can't be upset.
Nope. I mean, like I said, there was an uneasy feeling about this whole thing, especially, again, we know good pitching will stop even decent hitting. Here's a swing and a little flare to shallow right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. So Jimenez, with his second hit of the day, off the end of the bat. But there's just always been a little uneasy feeling that the Rays just never were able to put this game totally away. Now, we've said it time and time again, really pleased with the fact that they were able to score 5 runs. I mean, and at the end of the day, if you end up winning 5-1, how frustrated can you be? I mean, we talk about this. If anybody who would listen, go back in 2008 when the Rays did go to the World Series. We would spend a good portion of that game frustrated, and the next thing you know, you walked out with a 4-2 win or a 5-2 win, and you're like, I was like Mr. Grumpy for about 2/3 of that game.
That year did age us quite a bit, but it was worth it.
1-0 the count. Runner goes, and the pitch is called a strike. And under defensive indifference, Jimenez will take second base. Jose Rondon responsible for the only run today. His home run in the 5th inning went 385 feet, got a curveball from Blake Snell and didn't miss it. He has struck out and singled in his other 2 at-bats. Wood ready, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul, and now Chicago down to their final strike. Kevin does not want to warm another guy up. He doesn't have anybody warming up, but if Rondon were to reach, I think you would start to see somebody play catch. Rays with 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and then 1 in the 8th. The White Sox with their lone run to this point in the 5th.
This would be first big league save, too, for Hunter Wood if he gets it.
Now the righty ready. And the pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Rays win. Rays win, Rays win. As Blake Snell went the first 6, Hunter Wood the final 3, and the Rays scored early and often enough and beat the Chicago White Sox in Game 1 of this 3-game series by a score of 5-1. So the home team will head back to the third base dugout. The visitors are out near the mound and exchanging high fives and handshakes. And the Rays win for the 8th time. They are now 8-3 on the young season. The White Sox drop to 3 up and 6 down. So we'll keep it here and hope to hook up with Willie Adames in just a moment or two as soon as Davey Howell, the Rays VP of Communications, gets Willie hooked up. But Andy Freed, who said, decent start. A couple of runs in the 1st, couple of runs in the 2nd, and then all's well that ends well.
Yeah, and a lot of frustration offensively in between, but I don't want to spend this time saying about what didn't happen because the Rays did accept 8 walks today, and I think there's something to be said for that, too. If the White Sox pitcher's a little wild to accept those walks, and in the meantime getting 11 hits today, and 3 of them by Willie Adames, plus a walk on base.